All right. Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to another Friday Night Magic Legacy coming your way from Paragon City Games. We've got 4 rounds of Legacy headed your way. Table should be getting ready for round 1 here pretty soon. In the next couple minutes or so. And we got some spicy ones today, including Kyre, who we know is on Dredge today, and he's going to try and play with his hand revealed the entire time. And we're going to try to get him on camera at least one round. So hopefully that works. I'm
really
excited.
exciting.
I'm excited. It should be good.
I want to see some Brightling.
Some Brightling.
Yeah,
Ooh.
the Death in Texas
Someone
guy
running
here.
Brightling.
Yeah, our Death in Texas player Jeff.
Awesome.
It's exciting new card.
And what role do you think Brightling plays in that deck?
I just think it's a resilient threat that never goes away because you can keep bouncing it to your hand, or against burn it just keeps you alive with the lifelink, or you just win creature matchups with vigilance. Just does everything.
Cool. We got some pairings that just went up, so it looks like we're gonna have Josh versus Gordon, and Michelle versus Terry. So Josh versus Gordon probably gonna be Miracles versus Storm or something like that.
Storm.
And Michelle, I'm not sure what Michelle's on, but Terry's probably on Bug midrange.
Hope he's on Bug.
So we'll see what we get. It's Terry sitting down right there. We'll switch people over here. Let's, what do you want to watch, Ters?
Kind of want to watch Bug if he's playing Bug.
All right.
Should be an interesting one.
Let's check it out.
Evening.
Wrong
Kupamis.
person now.
1979. Don't know if I said that right. Good evening to you as well.
How's it going? Welcome to Friday Night Legacy. So that's gonna be Michelle.
So I don't know if we're gonna see much excitement with Battlebond releasing today.
Really bad at typing today.
I think there are a couple cards. I think.
Yeah. So what cards from Battlebond interest you?
So we already talked about Brightling, but there's also a card called Spellseeker.
Okay.
It's a 3-mana 1/1 wizard or something, and when it comes into play, you return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember.
You know what card I think is kind of interesting is bonus round for like mono red storm in Legacy. Yeah. That could be kind of cool.
But that would do.
So until end of turn, it acts like an active Pyromancer's Ascension and copies each spell that you cast. It costs 1 color and 2 red. So I think that might see a fit in that type of a deck.
Okay. It's
kind
pretty
of
reasonable.
Kind of an interesting one.
I feel like most of the cards from that set are going to be for a commander, but there's some spicy Legacy cards.
Today. Bug midrange. And the round timer, let's get that going. Should probably be about go with about that.
And
it looks like we're getting ready.
We shuffled up.
Off to the races.
Trying the cards.
Yep, those are looking very Bug things in Terry's hand, so that's good.
Okay.
And I saw an LED in Michelle's hand.
So maybe
it's hard to tell what goes with that.
A lot of combat X, right?
Yep.
Bomberman. Storm.
Yeah, we'll see what form. Ooh, I see a land grant. That might be.
Was this Belcher?
That might be Belcher. We'll see very quickly if it is.
So starting off with Ponder. Strong start. I wonder. I feel like Belcher is a deck that doesn't want to be disrupted, so I feel like Terry can get it easy.
Yeah, double force in hand is a pretty strong start, especially against combo.
For sure. Moses
Such
Sakut.
Torin.
I mean, what I like to do is like just watch the game progress and then choose the underdog and hope for them to win. That's what I do, Moses. But that's up to you. Gordon's playing lands with Grove and Exploration.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. So our backup, we've got Miracles versus Lands going on right now, so I'm sure that match will probably be going on by the time we get done with this other one.
You guys want to see that, right? Like, draw, go, draw, go. Oh, I drew thing. Counter, go.
Alright, so here comes Land Grant. And
so she'll reveal.
That's definitely Belcher. So
show no lands.
There is a chart Belcher. Belcher. And is there enough mana to go off there? There's LED, Lowest Petal, Tinderwall. Looks like Belcher in hand.
Looks like she has all the pieces.
Yeah, that double force is going to be hard to get through, but we'll see.
We'll see if Terry can get the right cards.
There's a Manamorphose.
Kind
Alright, Lowest Petal down. LED down. Put a Tinderwall into play. Terry goes, yeah, that's fine. I think Terry's really just working to counter the Burning Wish or the Charbelcher. Those are the two cards that he cares about.
Because
I think if Michelle can get one more mana here and attempt to land a Belcher, that will definitely force Terry to respond.
Yeah. I wonder.
Chrome Mox is the draw off of that.
That's pretty good.
2 mana floating off of Manamorphose. Probably some color of red and green. Probably just red. Looks like she's gonna pass the turn.
She can't run it into the force.
And yeah, not having 4 mana is kind of rough there. So Ponder here.
Yeah. Oh, another Force of Will. It's gonna be rough for Belcher. Yeah, issue Terry, you probably only care about the haymakers.
Yeah,
because they'll win the game.
Third force probably not a big thing here, seeing as there's only a certain amount of blue cards that Terry has in hand.
Yeah, maybe they just pitch it.
Wasteland pretty good here, so that's going to cut Michelle off another mana. That puts her 2 mana away from being able to go off. And there's a Land Grant, which is unlikely to be able to find anything that Michelle draws for the turn. Passes back to Terry.
Typically play just 1 land.
Yep. Very typical just to play 1 Taiga. See Terry there opting to keep that Baleful Strix in hand to hold up double force instead of playing it out, which probably means that he did not keep that Leovold.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think the Strix does much for you here. If she's just trying to combo off. It probably won't take much for Terry to win the game.
Right, just a threat, and eventually, like, if he can get up to mana for Jace, that would potentially close things out pretty quickly.
For sure.
What would be interesting is if Michelle can figure out a way to get a mini Empty the Warrens and start attacking in. That might be interesting. And here we see...
Let's go in here in the force.
Down comes the Strix now, which to me signals that he definitely has another blue card. He wouldn't take down double force.
I think he'd probably just plan to get rid of one of the forces he saw. Just pitch force to force.
Yep.
Not looking good for Michelle.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because Terry keeps building and building, and she's not. She can't get anywhere without the lands.
We know there's the Chrome Mox, and it looks like that's gonna have the land grant go underneath that, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're gonna pass back. Third land for Terry. I think we're looking at probably the last window of opportunity here will be this turn.
Yeah. I guess you'd have to hope to hit another Chrome Mox or some other kind of mana source. Ooh, in this rack.
Yep, him to Torak coming down.
It's pretty devastating.
It's a pretty rough spot. It's definitely smart of Michelle to get that Chrome Mox into play. So if you're Michelle, I think Michelle has one redundant Charbelcher in hand, so that might be okay. And then the other card taken is the second Belcher, so both Belchers down.
Probably so does it.
The only business card that we know of is Burning Wish.
Yeah.
All limited all the time. All limited all the time. All legacy all the time. Limited is a very weird way to spell legacy. We deal with unlimited and revised.
Yeah, it's true.
And alpha and beta.
Ahoy.
Hi, Studatnu. Nice to see you. Watching on Facebook because apparently Amazon owns Twitch.
Not sure about that.
Okay.
I know they're connected.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they owned Twitch.
Well, we definitely put this out on all the major platforms. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on Facebook. So whatever way that you enjoy watching us, we're happy to have you.
Whatever floats your boat.
Mm-hmm. Jason play, and that should pretty much seal the deal. We see second Jason, ooh, and an abrupt decay as well. So that's going to be pretty rough for Michelle to deal with here.
Yeah.
If you're Michelle, I think pretty close to concede time here.
Yeah, because if Terry were on Grixis like normal, he probably wouldn't have an answer to the Arctic mana, but he has access to Abrupt Decay now, which is a lot stronger against Chrome Mox and that kind of thing.
Belcher, yeah. Lands to the side. It's a interesting strategy.
I haven't seen this before.
Leovold enters the battlefield.
Like
hey, Admiral. Nice to see ya.
Up 10. Up for 15 minutes.
In for 4. Jace upticks. It looks like Michelle's pretty content to play this out to the bitter end.
Yeah, might as well see as much as you can. If you're not worried about going to time.
It's telling you to stay awesome.
Oh, what's his new message about lewdness increasing? I guess. Not sure. Just, yeah, telling you to be awesome.
We're just trying to make it a friendly place for everybody.
Exactly. Just play whatever legacy deck you want. No judgment.
So Tinderwall eats a fatal push, gets pushed off a cliff. And in for 4, Jace uptick. We've got 2 more turns till that Jace kills, but those creatures will kill just a little bit quicker, I think.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about Fatal Push, that's not the right Fatal Push, but on the original one from, is it Either Revolt?
I don't know exactly. I can't remember.
It's either Kaladesh or Either Revolt, but like on the art, it shows like the guy Sparta kicking the other guy.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's like, not sure if that's technically a push in the dictionary. If anyone knows.
Push or a kick. Alright. Michelle goes down to 3. So Terry has essentially lethal 2 ways here because Jace ult will get rid of the hand and they're going to scoop it up. So Terry takes that first game. And
yeah,
while they're siding, let's see what our backup match is up to. Okay.
If you're on a deck like Belcher, you probably don't want to see a blue deck.
So we've got lands versus with a back to basics in play versus miracles. Excuse me, miracles has the back to basics in play. Jace in play, counterbalance. Counterbalance probably not doing a ton, and it looks like we're going to see a Dark Depths turning into a 2020 right here.
We'll see if that's enough.
It might not be. There is a Jace in play.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is end of turn. As Gordon draws.
We'll see
So,
swords.
and this is not the first 2020 that's entered the battlefield, as we see the life total go up to 54.
Yeah.
That's a lot of life.
As long as Josh can keep the Jason play, that'll probably be his
see.
win condition here.
So, second set of Thespian Stage and Dark Depths come down.
Okay.
Gordon passes the turn.
Oh, it's always the scary part about lands. It's like, I got 2020, can you answer it? It's like, yes? Okay, let's do it again next turn. Just go again.
54 life is a lot, though, so that Jace is going to have to do a lot of work here to get through.
Yeah. We'll see if Josh can keep the answers coming for future Merit Ages.
It's kind of a confusing graveyard at the bottom there.
Usually
sort
you
of
see that
dredge
from
style.
Dredge. Yeah.
Lands in front of graveyard. But kind of makes sense. I mean, the graveyard's pretty important for lands as well. There's another Merit Lage. And another sword, so
74.
up to 74 life. Really testing the limits of our flip pads up there for life totals.
So if we see Snapcaster swords a couple times, we could get up to 100.
Somehow I don't think Gordon's playing Test of Endurance in his list.
200 life.
Jace better stay in play. Yeah. Yeah, Jace better stay in play.
Yeah, I don't know if Lance has a good enough answer for Jace besides attacking with a Merit Lage. But Josh seems to have that covered.
Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting thing. If Punishing Fire ever gets going here, which I think Back to Basics is really causing a lot of issues here. But if Punishing Fire ever gets a chance to get going, it might be able to deal with that Jace. Here we see a Life from the Loam. And that's going to trigger a counterbalance, and we're going to see a Brainstorm in response. Let's see if there's a Portent or something that goes on top.
Yeah, I kind of like Life from the Loam
or
here.
Predict.
Because even if it does get countered, I think you want the Dredge to go find your Punching Fires, or to just find anything to fill your graveyard with.
So we see that Josh does have Force of Will.
So we can counter it.
He can counter that if he so chooses, and it looks like he's going to. Hardcast Force.
Hardcast it. Lands go in front of everything. Lands go everywhere. It kind of does look like they're everywhere in this match.
Yeah, Back to Basics is really going strong.
That's for sure. It's keeping 4 of his lands tapped. It's brutal. Jukabog. It's interesting.
Hey, thanks for the cheer, Bryce.
100.
How's it going?
Hey, Bryce.
All right, so it looks like our other match is getting ready to go here, and we don't want to miss any of that since Belcher can be pretty quick. But we'll keep you updated on that Miracles match in the back.
So, gearing up for game 2.
I think Terry's just looking for the same hand he had last time, which is basically 2 Force of Wills, a couple blue cards, and then some cantrips and card draw to get things going. And that's about all you need as the deck to deal with what's going on Michelle's side. And Michelle wants to get in underneath that, possibly have a quick empty the Warrens, and be more about that line than a Belcher line, which would be more all in.
Yeah.
And I think she'd much rather have a draw like that.
Agreed. Yeah, I think if you're Cherry, I don't think I mind a mulligan. He has force right here though, so that's fine.
Sure. So it looks like Michelle is scrying, so she kept her hand. Empty for 18.
we could still see empty for 18.
You definitely could. Like, Terry's kind of in a position where he has to let a lot of this mana stuff resolve as long as he doesn't see what's going on. There's a Xantid Swarm as well, and that's going to be a great start for Michelle. So, let's see if there's an answer to that. Looks like there is going to be a Fatal Push, so unfortunate for Michelle. Xantid Swarm does a lot of work in the matchup. I can definitely see why Michelle kept this hand. It looks like she has emptied the Warrens too, so she might be able to make something happen here. Now, the interesting thing is that looks like she didn't quite have enough mana to go off right this turn.
Okay.
So Thoughtseize is unfortunate.
This is brutal.
Yeah, so Michelle was 1 mana short, I think, of going off. Maybe she wasn't.
So she had Petal.
So she had Petal,
Spirit
Guide Ritual, Land Grant, and Empty. So she could have gone for it, but chose not to. And if you're going to do that, I think the order is you have to Land Grant close to last. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't want to show off the empty.
You don't want to show off the empty. That's kind of a rough thing. I think maybe she was hoping for like 1 more spell to make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Especially against Deathray Shaman, that makes sense.
It looks like Michelle might have drawn another empty though.
If that's the case, we might have a game.
Should be a good draw.
I think if I had empty the Warrens, I'd probably go for it as soon as I could, because that way I could play around.
Well,
I don't want to give him a lot of turns to try and find Toxic Deluge for 1.
Yeah, the other problem here though is with 2 creatures on the board, you need a lot more tokens to get through for damage with Empty the Warrens for it to be relevant.
Because Deathray Shaman exiling a creature like blocks 3 of them, essentially.
Exactly. And there is that Xantid Swarm in the graveyard. I have no idea if she's running a Guttural Response or not in the list. We've seen Xantid Swarm so far, so it's possible that there's a Guttural in the deck.
Card.
Yeah.
I mean, Guttural Response, 1 mana to counter a blue instant spell.
Alright, here comes him, and that's going to be rough. This is probably a much worse matchup than a lot of the other kind of mid-rangey control decks that Belcher can run up against.
Yeah. Just so much disruption, so much more than normal Delver list, because Delver will be more about tempo than disruption. Because I feel like Bug just has all that disruption. Go back to Michelle's turn. I think she drew Gitaxian Probe, so it's not the worst.
It's not wonderful with that Leovold in play, but...
Oh, right.
It would at least provide Storm. We're going to see...
She's probably going to go for it.
We're going to see Force Brainstorm are the cards in hand. And Michelle draws a card?
Spirit Guide's interesting.
That shouldn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she shouldn't have done the card.
That shouldn't happen.
Should I go?
Yeah. Alright. Tur's going. It's a little late, but like, yeah.
Let's see what I can do.
Silasari, nice to see you. Good morning.
Got him. Jerry said they're too far, so he's fine with it.
Yeah, it's too far, but like, just letting them know is good. So, on our backup, Josh was able to take that first game.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, people are saying trigger. Like Terry said, miss trigger too, but I don't think it's a trigger as much as just a game state. And just a rule alteration that Leopold's making. So I'm not sure if you can miss that trigger essentially.
No.
Good morning, Celestary.
So, Michelle is down to 10, but she does have another Xantid Swarm, I believe, and Land Grant.
Okay.
So she might be able to fight through this this force, but the question is it going to be quick enough? She's down to 8. It's taking 5 on this next turn, potentially. And I just think it's a little too late.
Yeah. Might not be enough here.
Oh, nice. Foil True Name. That's a good one.
Spicy one. Spicy pick.
Should definitely buy some lotto tickets.
It's like, hey, I just pulled the True Name Nemesis. Time to go win the lottery. Time to go get $1,000 too.
You're running that hot. Better head to Vegas. Are you going to Vegas?
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah?
I'm going to be playing both tournaments.
Okay.
Limited and modern.
Awesome. I know a lot of the guys here are going down to Vegas. Some of them are playing in just the side events, and some of them are playing in the main. And
it's a cool thing about Grand Prix. You just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's so much to do.
I think Vegas is really a nice GP to have, be a redundant thing, especially for people who live in the West, where it's kind of hard to get bigger tournaments. Like, you know, it's nice to have Vegas and hopefully like another GP like around Portland or Seattle. It switches back and forth between something like that.
Yeah, it makes it easier for us. Like,
I have no clue how big Vegas is going to be.
Oh, what was it? Last year it was like stinking huge. I think they have a cap on it too, so I think it should hit that cap.
Vegas is usually a great time. Like, you get a lot of people who are able to go down, and if they have families and stuff like that, there's other things that the rest of the family can do while people are playing, so they kind of make it into a vacation and stuff like that.
Yeah, so many shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Vegas, so this will be an exciting time for me.
Did you not go to Vegas on the first Vegas GP?
I was a poor man back then.
That was wild.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to have some stories. I'm sure we'll make some.
So it looks like Terry is taking the game here. And we're going to transition over to our other match. So Terry wins that matchup 2-0.
That is unfortunate, Admiral. Like, but you gotta go to school. Stay in school, kids. um
13 players tonight for Legacy. A lot more on some of the other events. There's some Battle Bond stuff going on, and obviously Standard and Modern as well.
Just kind of a little bit of every format.
All right, so Gordon has Exploration in play and is kind of turboing through some lands. Kind of interesting to see Maze of Ith as one of those lands. As Josh isn't really looking to attack with a single creature. I think if he's running any creatures, he's running probably Snapcasters and tokens of some kind, like Monastery Mentor plus tokens, or Entreat the Angels or something like that. So Maze isn't really going to do a ton, I think.
Would you maybe side that out? I don't know if he plays Urborg.
I'd be really tempted to side that out. A lot of these decks are not running anything that makes that into a mana-producing land. Although, I suppose it's always sackable to crop rotation or something like that.
Oh, for sure. So we see a Force of Will in Josh's hand. Just do some work. Inside crop rotation.
That stage is pretty threatening right now.
Yeah.
One of the ways that lands gets out of this matchup is having a very quick 20/20 that doesn't get answered. I know that Josh currently has Force of Will in hand, so crop rotation is probably not going to do it, but a really good thing to get would be Life from the Loam, obviously, which is a lot harder to deal with.
Yeah, Life from the Loam just coming back like every turn, like it's gotta be hard to deal with. Gotta have an answer for it every turn.
Gordon has to be very careful though. We saw Back to Basics last game, and that was definitely an all-star. And we see Disenchant and Surgical, so Surgical ready for any Life from the Loam shenanigans. Here we see crop rotation happening.
And it'll get countered by Force.
That's likely going to get forced.
Yeah, it already had been. Good evening, Arjorg. Welcome to the stream.
Jorgensen, good to see you. How's your evening? All right, and still a 20/20 in play, so we'll see what happens here. It doesn't look like Josh currently has an answer in hand, but he does have a Brainstorm here.
Let's take a look in.
Brainstorm, Predict, and Force. None of those answer a 20/20 immediately.
You can only go through two more or one more spell.
So
to find swords.
Right. So you get to predict, like put something back on top, predict, and then you don't have the mana open to swords if you find it. I think this might be a win for Gordon if Gordon goes for it. Hard to say on Gordon's side whether you would just flat out go for it or not, but
for sure. Yeah, it could be kind of scary. He has cast a couple Brainstorms, so he's seen a lot of cards.
On the other hand, like this Mentor is going to pose a pretty quick clock.
So Gordon has to fire it off pretty soon.
Okay, so there is land.
Didn't
see that land, so that's good. Here we're going to see a 20/20 end of turn. Gordon's just going to go for it.
Wow. Gutsy.
And now the question is, do you have it? And currently Josh does not, so he's going to have to go digging. Don't know if there's any Nyx Fit or Turbo Depths in the room. Usually there's a couple Turbo Depths players though, so
yeah,
my guess would be on that over Nyx Fit. And we also know Kyr is playing Dredge today. And he found the swords. Wow. That's going to be brutal for Gordon, as we know that Surgical is still there as well. So that can easily take care of all of the stages or depths. Probably stage is the better hit, would be my guess.
Let's see, the shirt that I'm wearing right now. We're hitting this faster right now.
Kyr is running Dredge, so he's going to play with his hand revealed at all times on Dredge.
I wonder how that's going to go. We will get him on stream for sure, so you can see that happen. I'm pretty excited for that too.
Yeah, we'll have him on camera at least once.
Your opponent gets to know what to force. What matters. It's gonna be crazy.
And this is a lot of monk tokens, and surgical resolving here, taking away all of those dark depths.
That's brutal.
It's not manaless. It has LEDs.
I wonder. I'm not sure how many triggers are on the tokens. I'm not sure how fast the clock is here. I'm not sure if that matters though.
Should be pretty quick.
Is there another win condition for Gordon here?
Punching fire.
It's not gonna work. That's just kind of scary because Josh has mana up. He can always pump the mentor out of range.
Right.
I guess picking up the tokens. That might not be fast enough.
Yep. Sometimes they also run like a molten vortex or something like that to be able to do kind of a punching fire imitation or a seismic assault imitation. Ooh. But we know that Josh has a disenchant in hand for that, so not really a problem. Here we're going to see an attack for a lot. There's prowess of at least one. Gordon going down a little bit here. He did gain a lot of life off of the swords 2020.
He was at 34. He took 14 just now. We have to use different kinds of tokens because we have run out of our monk tokens.
So, yep, on to different tokens. Those are
so
in
that's
fact
what the
more monk tokens.
The fairy they want to be monks. I mean, if you think about it, anything can be a monk.
They're joining the club of monks.
There's just some misfits.
Is it a club?
The monk club. Rule number 1: don't talk about monk club.
Joining the temple. I don't know. Can you call it a cabal of monks?
A cabal of monks.
Not sure.
You
know how there's like names for different groups of things, like like a gaggle of geese and like a murder of crows, right? So what would the group of monks be?
Chat, do you know?
I think it should be like a chant of monks.
A chant of monks?
Like that.
That sounds right.
A chanting.
Oh, clergy.
A clergy of monks. Yeah, that works. Clergy of monks. That works. You deal with that.
I can't relate. So what do we
back
have?
to basics. Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna
more monks coming down, and I think Gordon has to really come up with something this turn. It's possible a harmony of monks. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's possible if there's like a oh, so we're just gonna win this turn. So we're gonna swords our token, and we're gonna spell pierce it and not pay for it, and we're going to cross and grip the back to basics, but it's not enough. Josh wins 2-0. Wow.
quite a handy win for the Miracles deck.
Yeah. Yeah, and it turns out it came down to that one turn, right, where there was the swords he had to hit in order to not lose, and he predicted into it and got there.
This is the power of blue cards, getting to see so many different options.
Definitely. And man, so much hate. Like main deck back to basics is definitely not what Lands wants to see.
Yeah.
Rough all over. 3 surgicals as well. Wow. Wild.
Lands is definitely a matchup you want to be prepared for.
So we'll bring it back to us back here. Say, how's it going? That's the end of our round 1. And 4 different decks featured so far in our first round. And 2 pretty clear winners for the blue decks so far.
Yeah, Force of Will is okay.
Turns out Force of Will is pretty good.
Yeah.
Brainstorm's pretty good. Able to keep combo in check a little bit. And it's kind of interesting, like thinking about that Lands matchup versus Miracles matchup. Like normally you would expect control decks to kind of stumble to a deck that can easily disrupt their mana, but because lands run, miracles run so many basics, it's really hard for them to kind of Ghost Quarter and Wasteland them out of the game like you'd expect them to be able to at a glance.
That makes sense. Also, lands are just really hard to deal with because Life from the Loam keeps bringing them back, but there's no.
Yeah.
Like Force of Will isn't going to counter in like
for sure.
Just straight up lands.
Yeah, and that back to basics on Miracle side for main deck. That's we've seen lots of different card choices for Josh over the weeks that he plays. He's always kind of trying different configurations of what he wants to do, what kill cards he wants to do, what main deck trickery he wants to do in those flex slots. And back to basics today, really pulling its weight.
Because it's great in a lot of matchups. I think Burn is your only rough matchup with back to basics, but that's going to be a rough matchup anyway for the Miracles deck.
Right. I think that's kind of the benefit of a deck like Miracles is even though you have potentially dead cards in some matchups, you have so much deck manipulation that you can kind of fight through that and put cards back and get rid of what you don't want. Like, you can always brainstorm Min to predict into, like, get rid of that card off the top if you want it. You can, brainstorm, shuffle it away. You've got Jaces. You've got all these things that help manipulate your deck to where you want it to be.
That's pretty strong. And Jace is the win con of those. Like,
well, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, welcome. We are Paragon City Games. We host these tournaments twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, all Legacy, all the time.
All Legacy, all the time.
4-round tournaments each time. And we're happy to have you. We know that there's plenty of other places you could be on a Friday night, like playing Magic yourself. We appreciate that you're here with us, enjoying some Legacy.
And kudos to those of you who are able to play Magic and just have the stream going at the same time. You
For
do
sure.
both. Why not?
Why not? Playing Magic? I don't know. Kyra said he wanted to do it, so I figured there's some merit to it, but I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, it's true.
Playing Magic. I don't know. Is that something we do?
On occasion.
Sometimes.
You gotta be in the mood to play Magic. Like, you can't just play Magic every day, all day.
Much rather get drunk and yell at people. There you go. Well, then we know why you're here, Jorgensen. You're in the right spot. You found your calling in life.
Why not? Yeah, I guess you can't get drunk at the local game store.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah. Not recommended. Let's see. So, how's your week been, Ters?
It's been good.
What have you been up to?
I've been building a lot of Magic decks.
What format?
The new Brawl format's been pretty interesting.
Okay.
I just love every format of Magic, but Brawl is a new favorite of mine.
Awesome.
Not sure if anyone in the chat would agree with me because they're all into underground scene, that kind of thing, but you never know.
What kind of drew you into Brawl?
I just love the singleton format. I love how varied it can be and all the options you have and that kind of thing.
What are some Brawl decks that you built that you're excited test out and play?
So I built a mono blue artifact control deck with Zahid,
Okay,
the genie who comes out for 4 and just beats face.
that's the 5/6.
Yeah. So essentially 4 mana 5/6 because I'm always gonna have an artifact.
Yep.
And then the artifacts are just controlling the game like Ice Manipulator.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun.
Sounds sweet.
So how about you? How's your week been?
It's been all right. Been doing a lot of non-magic related things. I've been building a couple patios and stuff like that, and
Okay.
I've been working a lot. So
Growing those muscles. Gotta grow those muscles.
yeah, get that tan. So we were talking a little bit about battle bond cards that we thought might be kind of interesting. Is there any other battle bond cards? I know you're talking a little bit. You're a Death and Taxes player. You're talking a little bit about Brightling and what that gives to Death and Taxes. Do you think that that's what role? I don't really remember if we covered this already or not. But what role do you think that Brightling has to give to that deck?
I think it's a resiliency. Because I feel like every creature in the deck just gets bolted or sorts of flash areas very easily.
Okay.
But I guess that's why you have Mother Runes. But also
bonus round. Yeah,
bonus
that's
round.
that's one that I'm definitely interested in, especially for like Mono Red Storm. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
I wonder if you could play that in the burn deck too.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. So I wonder if you could play that as just like a kill you out of the blue, like
it copies every instant in sorcery, right?
I think so.
So
We
you
can pull
could,
it
like,
up. Let's pull it up.
Bonus round, lightning bolt, fire blast. Minor red storm.
I don't want that.
I could see myself playing Minor red storm. It's such a weird deck. I love weird decks.
Oh, it's not there yet. Stand by. We're gonna get this on screen.
Oh, it costs 3. Yeah, it's too much for burn maybe.
It does cost 3. So let's switch over to.
But I mean, you could have 3 mana, cast it, and then fire blast, right? And get 8 damage out of that. Just have it be another fire blast.
So let's see.
I think it was.
Is it up?
Right,
Right. Until end of turn, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, that player creates copies and may choose new target. I'm waiting for someone to bonus round a bonus round and then make things go absolutely crazy.
So copied. Get 3 of every spell.
Yep.
You gotta be careful with this though, because it says whenever a player casts a spell. So you can give your opponent copies.
Okay, yeah, so say your opponent's on burn and you cast bonus round and they go like bolt you. Wow, I didn't notice that it said any player. That's pretty crazy.
Okay, I'll play Mono Red Storm and I'll try it out.
Mono Red Storm is pretty sweet, and that card does make it even better, I think. It's a really kind of cute combo deck. You're using
Hazard's Undying Fury, right?
yeah, and Ruby Medallion to make things cost less, and like
just do rituals like Seething Song and Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual. I know there's a card you're excited about in this set.
Yeah.
You want to tell our viewers about it?
Yeah. So, as a Storm player, this is both exciting and scary. Sentinel Tower. So, RR with Medallion out. Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
So, Sentinel Tower is really kind of interesting to me. I was thinking about this card as like a potential card to replace kind of a Tendrils effect post board, because it doesn't get Flusterstormed, and it allows you to just kind of play your spells for value. It also says whenever any player
so if your opponent tries to force you in the middle of it, it's going to cost them like 5 damage.
Right, exactly. So equal to the number of instant and sorcery spells cast before that spell this turn. So one thing I was thinking about this card as well is if you're in a storm mirror, if you land this card, you win.
Okay.
Like, so if you land this card, if they don't have like a chain of vapor or something like that, you just win. Like,
yeah,
they can't cast spells.
Yeah. They'll just die themselves.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
LEDs and pedals and stuff like that. But like, imagine that they're going off and they're playing like Ant or something like that, and their life total gets to a point where they're within like four or five life, which happens, I don't know, some amount of the time, some non-zero amount of the time. And you're able to cast a couple of spells at instant speed, like, say, Brainstorm into Dark Ritual, or Cabal Ritual, right? Then you just win. It's kind of an interesting thing. I'm not sure if it's good enough, but I think it definitely merits some testing. I'm super excited to see if that is something worth doing or not.
Can we just see?
I think it's got potential. We'll see. Could be completely wrong. Are there any other cards that you can think about that have come out of here? Overall, I was pretty unimpressed with the set in general.
Yeah,
like, it's just not my style of cards. Like, it's kind of nice to see reprints of a couple of cards for other formats like Doubling Season and stuff like that. But overall, it's not really my format.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it exists, but it's
Wizards is trying to cater to all of their whole player base. So I kind of like that they're getting
I will say this:
unpopular formats recognized.
one of the better things that this set has done is it makes your Storm P, if you will,
Storm P.
This set makes your Cabal therapies that are naming nothing so much better.
Yeah.
Because you get to name cards like Play of the Game before you storm off and kill them. Or you get to name like...
Wait, those really weird. Oh, what's it called? Is it Stunning Reversal?
Stunning Reversal?
The card that like resets the game. I think it's up at the top.
Play of the Game. Stunning Reversal.
Oh, right here. The next time you would lose the game this turn, instead draw some cards and your life total becomes 1. So if you're playing against Storm and they kill you, you're just like, I'm at 1.
That's interesting. I think the interesting thing on that card is the instant speed.
Yeah.
So it kind of could act like a... oh, I should know this card. It's the split second 1 white. Your life total becomes 1. You can't lose the game.
Angel's Worship? Or something like that?
Angel's Grace. Angel's Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angel's Grace into that. Stunning Reversal, Blind Parrot, 3 Force of Will. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay.
For the record, for the record, you got it, Jorgensen.
I do like Battle Bond for the reprints. I feel like there are plenty of good reprints.
Yeah, there's definitely good reprints. And it's nice to see them do that, especially with cards like True Name, which isn't going to be something that they want to print in Standard, but still needs reprints for Legacy to be a thing. I kind of take that as a bit of a sign that they see that the card is quite valuable and needs to be kind of disseminated a little bit more.
Same thing with Doubling Season.
Yeah, Doubling Season as well. And that's kind of more of a nod to like Commander and that sort of a thing, I'd say. But
yeah, it's true.
But it's nice to see them like giving that nod and saying, yeah, we do support these formats a little bit. Like,
because Legacy is not that supported by Wizards, but they gotta support their whole player base.
Yeah, Moto especially, right? Like,
is it?
Yeah.
So Battle Bond's not going to be a Moto thing, right?
But they're putting some of the cards into treasure chests, so that does affect it a little bit.
They might do true name. I can see them doing that.
Yeah,
just to help the pairs on that too.
for sure. All right. Well, let's see. I think we've got people sitting down, so we're going to transfer back over, and we'll see who we've got going.
48 ticks. Like 50 ticks is a gross amount.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so we have Jeff versus Terry, which I think is this one over here, and then we've got Eric versus Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Eric and Josh have sat down, so we're gonna start over there.
So we have, I'm not sure what Eric is on. So we have Miracles again, and we have Jeff who's on Death and Taxes, and Terry who's on Bug. There's gonna be some interesting ones.
I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. Grab that. Yep.
Terry in there?
No.
Yeah. We are missing Terry.
Terry has gone somewhere.
Jeff is looking for him. Probably just went outside.
Eric. Alright, so Eric. Ooh. Is that could be Dead Guy or that could be Maverick. Let's see what's in that hand.
Still either Dead Guy or Maverick. Although Polluted Delta, is that really? That's not a Maverick fetch, is it?
It could be. Sometimes they're splashing blue for Leopold.
Okay, makes sense.
So we're gonna see a Terminus here. Death Rate's gonna activate. Still looking to see what's going on.
Interesting choice to get rid of just
Blue fetch is kind of interesting. I wonder if he's a Stoneblade deck with Deathrite. That'd be interesting.
Stoneblade could be an option.
As soon as we know, we'll let you know. See a Batterskull in hand. There's a Tundra. I'm gonna go for Stoneblade. Esper Stoneblade.
Yeah. 100% blade. All blade all the time.
Cool. So, Blade versus Miracles. Awesome. That could be exciting. We've got
goes to show you the power of Deathrite Shaman warranting a Terminus on itself.
Yeah, well, Deathrite is such an amazing card. Like,
because it just provides a clock on its own.
It does everything that you would want a 1-mana Squire to do.
Yeah,
and
gets you forward on the board.
Josh's graveyard is looking glorious.
So, Arjorg, I think you used the wrong word. I think I would use brilliant instead of glorious.
It is very shiny. Oh, let's get that timer up. I think that's about it.
So we're talking about Stoneforge in a deck with 100-handed one. So I guess you just put like 100 swords on it and 100% blade is achieved.
100% blade. All right.
If I can remember right, 100-handed one is a monstrous card from Theros.
It is 5 mana, 3 colors, white, white. Monstrous for
like 6 or 4.
6 or 4.
And then you can block an additional 99 creatures.
That's why I got 99 hands, one for each of you. Glorious. Yeah, it's a very glorious graveyard, isn't it? We still haven't quite figured out how to get the glare off of that with our lighting situation, so I apologize for that.
Just the kind of sleeves, because I think different kinds of sleeves reflect light in a different way.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it. So, Brainstorm coming in. Counterbalance gonna do a decent job here, I think. Like keeping things on lock. And there we see Sablehead just reveal the Force of Will on the top. Get rid of that Batter Skull. That's got to be a pretty rough blow for Eric.
Yeah, because Batter Skull, the one card that can just keep coming back and forth, entering with a creature attached.
Mm-hmm.
Just not an option anymore. I wonder what kind of outs you can have if you're Eric here. It looks like Josh is just way too set up.
Yeah, Josh is sitting on all the answers here, and we see Jace and a blind flip to get rid of the ponder there. Jace and wow, just all the cards. Snapcasters for days, swords for days. He even has a finisher in that Miracle Angel.
Yeah, and I just wonder, what's the right time to scoop if you're Eric? Like,
that's a tough one, right? Like, counterbalance is like annoying, but there's no clock presented at the moment. I think once Jace comes down, if Jace lands, then things are a little bit different. But Eric kind of has to keep playing this out, right? Like,
for sure. Wonder if that'll do it.
Counterspell and Force in hand, just perfectly sculpted.
Yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of the game here. Stoneforge probably won't be coming into play if Josh has anything to say about it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
We're going to see Snapcaster here.
Snapcaster on predict. Going to predict a Jace from the top. Oh, and there's back to basics. Force of Will on top, and now we're going to force. Nope, I'm just going to let that happen.
Yeah, I guess
that's fine.
The 1/2's not really a threat. You're gonna want to counter.
He's got a sword in the hand, I think. I think he'd much rather try to bait Eric into casting the Jite, tapping him out for back to basics, which would be pretty rough.
That makes sense. You're gonna see a pass here.
Josh just kind of waiting for the moment to make his move. There's really no rush.
And sorry, Devil Jin. That's not the kind of. It's not the kind of place you want to be. You always want to have some legacy players around you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. A lot of places can't really support legacy right now. Either the community doesn't doesn't have enough players that are in the format or interested enough in the format to make it run or fire. We're really quite blessed with the community that we've got out here. It's great. I think on average we have somewhere between low teens to high 20s in terms of turnout for Legacy, which is pretty awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I guess part of that comes from the willingness to buy just all of the insanely priced cards right now.
Yeah, and prices have gone up so much. It's just really a shame. Like the price of Underground Sea is enough to make you vomit right now.
Yeah. If you want to play blue in Legacy, it's not easy.
Counterbalance, we'll put it up on the screen for you. That card is quite a house. As the name suggests, it does counter things. We're not going to use that art.
Can you guys read that?
They can't
see
it yet.
Our droid has this. Oh man, we're gonna show you guys the
We'll put it up on screen here in just a sec.
The Amonkhet Invocation one.
Boom.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Alright, so whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, counter that spell if it has the same converted mana cost as the spell revealed. Yeah, it's just the Grixis stuff is kind of out of control price-wise. Like,
I guess an option that's always present is playing Shocks. It's not ideal, but
yeah,
you can do it.
It's not the worst. It's not the best. Like, obviously, you'd rather play whatever, but yeah.
Maybe the most ideal way to do that is to go with Death Shadow. Just run some blue-black Death Shadow with 4 Watery Graves instead of Underground Sea. I've seen that a couple times.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a shuffle to try and get
just a
different cards on top.
Yeah.
And one is probably the easy one to hit.
One's usually. There's been a lot of forces on the top of Josh's deck today, though.
It's gotta be kind of. So we're 7 minutes away from halftime in the round.
That might be wrong, but we'll see.
Oh, okay. Either way, this first game's been going on for a long time, and I feel like Josh still has a pretty good setup.
Pretty firmly in his favor. You know, Eric has 2 basics to work off of. Blue mana has been shut down completely. We know he has access to at least another swords, but he's just going to counter that. That bird.
Not letting him get the extra card.
And finally, down comes a Jace, and we'll see if this is writing on the wall for Eric. Jace Brainstorm is not a spot that Eric wants to see right now.
Yeah, the only threats he can land right now are Stoneforge, Deathrite Shaman, or I don't know, Dark Confidant.
Yeah. Hi, Veritable CVN. Nice to see you.
Good evening.
How you doing today? And that's going to be enough for Eric. So Eric says, I'll pack it into that. So Josh takes that game. We'll see if there's anything going on our backup table. Just a second here. All right, we're going to take a peek over here. We've got Death and Taxes on the left versus Terry on Bug Midrange on the right.
Here we go. This is what I want to see.
Days are always a little bit better with some live Legacy action in it. I'd agree. Alright, so a lot of stuff going on this board. We've got Terry with a true name, Deathrite, Leovold. I can't tell what's under the Leovold at the moment. It looks like it might be a Baleful Strix to me. And a Snapcaster Mage and a Sylvan Library in play. Meanwhile, on Jeff's side, we see a Karakas, a Umezawa's Jite, a Stoneforge Mystic, and a sword in hand, Sword of Fire and Ice.
So Karaka's bouncing Leovold is really it doesn't feel good because they get to draw a card every time you bounce it.
Sure. I think it's a Baleful Strix.
Or what's under the true name? Is that
under the true name is a Snapcaster.
Snapcaster?
Yeah. It's the newer art Snapcaster.
Oh, the Judge promo, right? Or
the guy kind of running.
Yeah. Definitely not a position you want to be in if you're Jeff. I don't think of many cards here that can pull it back. Yeah, we're gonna go to next game. Thanks for the cheers.
Jorgensen. Thanks for kicking Bryce out of that seat.
Hey Bryce, it's your move.
It looks like that's going to do it for their game. So we'll transition back over because I think these guys will be ready to go a little bit sooner. So Terry tipped that one.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, so Goblin Games. Is that the name of this store?
Oh no.
I haven't heard that before.
What's the typical playmat that Jeff has?
Yeah. I know it's a card too. It's random stuff.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, Goblin Games is the name of the store.
Evening, Les.
Good evening. Welcome to some Legacy.
Oh yeah.
Some Friday Legacy.
And the best shuffle cams on all of Twitch.
So, like...
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh.
Sweet.
It's quite a ways away from here.
It's a little bit. About at least 700 miles would be my guess.
Quite a drive. It'd make a road trip.
What's your new brew, Les, or is it a secret?
You can tell us. We'll keep it quiet.
We'll keep it a secret. Les has some pretty awesome brews.
That's for sure. Yeah, brews are pretty sweet. It's really it's quite a skill to come up with them on your own.
Silent show.
So do you use silence to like sneak out your show and tell?
Silent show. Okay. Okay.
Show and tell with silence. Yeah. You just silence your opponent so they can't counter it, then
I'm gonna
show and
say
tell.
Silent Gravestone is the silent. And he's gonna show and tell it into play.
Okay.
That's what, oh, Decree of Silence. I love it. Decree of Silence.
Oh, right.
Even better. That's great. And are you playing Solemnity to make sure that you keep the counters? Is that the goal, Les?
Yeah, Solemnity. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's spicy. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's exciting.
That decree is always my favorite decree, for sure.
It's a powerful one if you can get it going.
Well, I guess I have a soft spot for Decree of Annihilation as well. It's a pretty good one. It's just a giant destroy everything effect.
I gotta say one of my favorites is Decree of Pain.
Decree of Pain.
I love drawing cards and I love destroying creatures.
There you go.
Why not both?
Sneak and show Nick's fit. I love it. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. So you probably have like Academy Rector too.
You'll definitely have to come play that.
Do you do Omniscience too? Like just Academy Rector
probably
Omniscience
should.
and then do everything you want?
Yeah. Rector Omniscience.
This deck sounds sweet.
So Stoneforge Mystic and Batter Skull is the get off of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Sword of Fire and Ice could be strong, but Batter Skull is just a huge threat that comes down early.
I think the only thing that you're worried about with your creatures connecting though is swords, as opposed to like anything to get in the way that's blue. It's not like they're running True Name or anything like that to get through.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
So I think probably Batter Skull is the get.
Yeah, I always try to play sort of like Light and Shadow or War and Peace in my sideboard at all times.
Interesting. Yeah, Sword of War and Peace would be really kind of cool tech.
It prevents such a fast clock.
Yeah.
And putting it on Mirror Crusader so that it has protection from everything but blue is just
Opalescence when gone. Les, you definitely have to come and play that. That's way too much spice.
Opalescence.
Way too much spice.
I love it. Probably have some Sarah Symptoms to power that all out. I'm not sure if you need that, but
you could run like a 1 of Solitary Confinement.
So I'm not gonna die.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that card.
Just like discard a card every turn, never die.
I'm in my bubble. Cannot hurt me in my bubble.
Yeah, there's something to be said about like prison cards, like taking away your opponent's opportunities to like kill you. Just like Ghostly Prison, like Sphere of Safety. Personal favorite of mine is Suppression Field.
Yep, yeah, that's a good one. Make every activation cost 2 more.
And freaking everything.
For sure.
Freaking everything has an activation cost.
Make that Stoneforge cost 4.
Yeah.
Make that fetch land cost 2.
Oh, you want to activate your Jace to Brainstorm? That's going to cost 2.
Ooh, so we're going to see a click in response to Stoneforge activation here. And, wow, that's going to be a little bit rough. So we see Batter Skull. We also see a Gideon and a couple lands. Can't quite tell what that card in the middle is, but
not sure either.
So it takes the sword.
Yeah, Josh hates fun. I don't know. I feel like the blue-white control decks are a lot of fun, so I don't feel that's entirely right.
I think Josh likes having fun on his own terms.
Yeah, it's like you can't do anything. I'm just gonna do everything, and I'm gonna stop you.
So Gideon coming down, and
this is
if that resolves,
potentially game-winning here.
So Click's gonna be able to attack into that, but you
it's
have at least 2 turns of an active Gideon.
Yeah,
and that might be enough. The thing with Miracles is it can get to a point where the creatures on board are hard to deal with. If they get overwhelmed like that and can't find a turn miss in time, which they have a much harder time doing now than they did back when Top was around. But they can definitely get to a point where they're overwhelmed.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, here you have to have Terminus and Council's Judgment to get rid of the Gideon too.
Well,
or you just
Click
hope
probably just attacks in and gets rid of it in 2 turns. But Council's Judgment would be another thing that would do that.
It's for sure. And this Gideon plus is to become a 5/5, right?
Yeah, but you're still only getting 2 turns out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the tokens
go to 5 and then go to 6 and then die, right? Like so, effectively 6 counters and then dead. So I kind of like this play of just getting more creatures.
I like that too.
So you'll get 2/2s, 2/2/2s, and then fog click attacks for 2 turns.
Fog is not super relevant, but it could be.
There is Council's Judgment, so it's not going to matter.
Okay.
Still looking at like a potential 2 for 1, maybe a 1.5 for 1. So in comes Click. Zach Emmerich, the high market achievement unlocked. Oh boy.
So gonna get him for 3.
Alright, so
are we gonna see a Hardcast Batterskull here?
no, Batterskull went away.
Oh, that's right.
So I think that card that I couldn't quite tell what it was in Eric's hand was Meddling Mage. And that's kind of an interesting one. So
I see it.
If he casts Meddling Mage and is able to name Terminus, then Josh is at a very big loss of ability to interact with board state.
Because then he has to go to slow way and swords first, which is not ideal.
Right.
We'll see if it's able to come down.
There it is. So let's see if this resolves here.
Josh will probably have some sort of response to this.
We have no idea what Meddling Mage will be naming if it does resolve, but my guess would be Terminus or Swords.
Some sort of removal first.
Yep. Oh, looks like he's writing it down. And Terminus is what he wrote down.
Eric, so, you sir are a gentleman.
Thank you, Eric.
Nice color.
Alright, down comes Jace. That's going to be able to deal with that Meddling Mage if necessary, which is a pretty good thing. We're going to see Jace Brainstorm. He finds Swords, Tundra, and another card that I couldn't quite glance.
So find it eventually, maybe. Probably not.
So, probably firing off that Swords this turn. Holding back the Click. And that'll save the Jace.
Okay.
Probably.
Let's see a fetch. I wonder. This could just be. Is it probably not a Brainstorm? Oh, what else? You never remember what you had in hand.
Oh, that's alright.
Or just in depths. So I think he drew Swords.
Yeah. Swords is good here. That's gonna force some action on this Jace that might actually kill the Jace. We know that there's a Spell Pierce in Josh's hand, but Eric has plenty of mana to pay for that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see everything going in at Jace.
Yep.
That's the attack. So 5 damage coming across. We know Swords can only deal with 2 of that at max, so Jace's gonna die anyway.
Josh, I think he's doing the right thing here by holding off on the Swords. I guess he's just taking that out anyway to make Terminus an option.
Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. He's gonna need to. Oh, okay. So we're gonna see an Entreat for 2, and that quickly shifts the power over towards Josh's side of the board.
Eric being at 16, he's gonna be dead in 2 turns if he doesn't have an answer for this.
Definitely.
He's glance at the chat.
8/8 the degree. Oh man, less.
I like what we're doing over there. I just had 10/10 Omni and I was like, yeah, let's do that.
10 out of 10 Omni.
10 out of 10 with Omni. Ooh, Supreme Verdict.
Interesting. So verdict coming down.
Just can respond but cannot counter.
Alright, Jace. Josh knew about that on the top. Another good reason to just kind of let the other one go. He pluses targeting Eric. We have a bit of an earthquake on our camera. Alright, so down comes Stoneforge. And that's gonna give Eric probably Batterskull again, would be my guess.
If he has. Do they usually play
it got
two?
Bottomed off of the off of the click. Probably Batterskull, would be my guess. Maybe not.
Yep. Batterskull. And passing the turn. Eric's doing a good job tapping his lands, playing around. I'm not sure if he saw back to basics, but he may have.
He certainly saw it last game.
Yeah, it came in clutch the last few turns of the game. Definitely does not want to get hit by that again. So we see counterbalance. Can't really do anything against a Batterskull, but Eric is going to cast Oblivion Ring.
Oblivion Ring.
Haven't seen that card a lot.
Oblivion Ring's kind of in a good spot versus Miracles as well. They have kind of a shortage of things at their 3-drop slot, so Counterbalance itself isn't as good at countering it. It's obviously counterable by Force of Will and Counterspell and stuff like that, but
the only thing I can think of has been doing Click.
Right. And with Click having already been seen this game, it's a little bit less likely.
For sure.
It's in Treat. Monastery Mentor is another 3-drop. So, reveal that on the top.
Okay. It's like all the creatures.
Yep. Good call, Jorgensen.
Yeah, that's probably it. Oh yeah, and she is 3. Triple white and XX.
Speaking of Mentor, coming down on the board, we're going to see a Ponder after that. Some tokens getting put down. On our backup, it looks like Bug Midrange is doing some damage, but we've got
it's Brightling.
Got a Brightling in play blocking a Leovold.
Now, would you let this trade, or would you let the Brightling live? Or Brightling, would you make it 2-4 to have it live?
Given Jeff's at a really low life total, I'd probably just want to
trade with it.
Trade.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. No, I think
it does have lifelink.
I think you should let it live.
So you could pump it, give it lifelink.
For sure.
Or
I think it should
pump
live.
its toughness.
And maybe crack back with the equipped T-Tank.
Leon is going to come out and kill Brightling. Interesting.
We'll keep you updated on that backup match, and we'll switch over to it as soon as this match ends. Josh looking pretty well in control of the game, but
he's got a glorious graveyard over there.
A lot of monks. I think the other board state's a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna switch over.
Yeah, looks like we're about over
That
here.
looks like that's pretty close to game. So we're gonna switch over here, and so we have a Brightling in play. We have a Jite. We have a Vile on 3. We have a Rest in Peace on board. So no shenanigans there.
So Brightling, if there's one thing I want to say about it, I would play it in Death and Taxes if it just had one white bounce it. If that was the only ability on the card, I would still play it.
Minifer, no 100-handed ones here. We'll let you know. If a 100-handed one comes up, we'll let you know.
Block all the monks at once. Eric could really use one right now.
Alright, so this Brightling coming in, able to gain lifelink, able to pump up.
It was able to get around the Liliana activation by, I think it was a GT counter that Jeff used to keep it alive.
Yep.
Looks like we're gonna pump for. I think I would. Do you give it vigilance?
Looks like. Seems like an odd choice.
With true name.
Might be worried about Snapcaster.
Yeah. This is true.
So those two counters on Jite keep. It looks like he didn't. He just gave it plus power.
Yeah, maybe just punch its power.
I think I'd be really tempted to give it lifelink.
Yeah, given how low you are.
Yeah.
Then again, the Jite.
There comes an abrupt decay, and that's gonna get a bounce. We know that Vile's on 3. So Jeff kind of living the dream here.
He gets to
able to get around, and True Name can't attack in. That's relevant.
This is what I wanted to see. Brightling just looks amazing right here.
Brightling going to town, doing some work.
Either Vile on 3 is its best friend. Like,
yeah, Lily can't effectively hit Brightling. That's kind of an interesting thing.
True Name can't get in here, or else Liliana will most likely go down.
Terry does have library, so long game might favor Terry a little bit more.
Yeah, if he can find 2 removal spells, pay 4 life to keep 1, and just hit it on its way back in. If Jeff runs out of mana.
I feel like Jeff has a lot of mana to deal with. Our backup Josh got that match too.
Ooh. Yeah, not much Eric could do about those Monastery Mentor tokens. So Arjork, I think the only way Death and Taxes can deal with an ultimated Lily is Ruined Halo naming zombie. It's gotta be
Ruined Halo naming zombie. Ooh, so that's a kicked Marsh Casualties, I think.
Which is not going to get rid of the Brightling.
It will.
It's going to limit what it can do.
Definitely deal with that Mirren Crusader, though.
That's for sure.
And that would have been one way, like 2 creatures on the board would have been a way where Jeff could start making an impact and start being able to attack into the True Name and get that Lily under some pressure. So,
for sure.
Double Holy Light.
Double Holy Light. Just all black creatures get -1/-1. Ruined Halo. Oh, Ruined Halo has to name a card. Zombie's not a card. My bad. What about Ghostly Prison? Can we just do that?
Isochron Scepter.
Orm's Chant.
Orm's Chant. for Isochron Scepter and
This
Angel's
guy's
Grace.
Oh, Angel's Grace. It seems good.
All right, so now we got something going on. There's a Sword of Fire and Ice, which will allow Jeff to attack through this true name
and
deal a lot of damage along the way.
Brightling gets so much better when its power and toughness are upped because you have way more options.
Yeah, of course we're just making up lists. Effectively, I don't know what card main deck like.
Yeah,
it's Vita old. I'm not sure.
Probably not. I think you just have to go fast enough. Battery Skull can help.
Like running a 3-mana Gideon.
Oh yeah, Emblem Gideon.
Gideon Emblem, then Protect. I don't know.
He's super hard.
TNT would be more playable if it played Terminus.
Wait, so we're gonna play Death and Taxes, but instead of the creatures and instead of Aether Vials, we're gonna run like Ruined Halo, Ghostly Prison, and Terminus.
Huh.
Was that Marsh Casualties again?
I think so. I think it was in response to the activation of Brightling.
Interesting. So it hits a graveyard.
So,
maybe
Stoneforge is the play.
Maybe Jeff got a little greedy with that.
Yeah, that seems a little bit odd.
The Bear Skull.
So Jite is able to gain enough life for Jeff to live through this turn. I believe Jeff has to equip the sword, like he's doing, pass the turn, use Jite to gain life, and then crack back, and that should be enough to hold Terry's true name at bay.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if Terry lives through another attack here. He might live through one, but certainly not two.
Yeah.
And being able to equip Jite next turn will pretty much negate that true name, which is a nice spot to be in if you're Jeff. So, in Terry's hand, we saw Wasteland, 2 other cards, looked like 2 blue cards. Yeah, I don't know what that card was. It might have been a... No, it looks like a Marsh Casualties to me. I'm not sure what happened. Jeff might have tapped incorrectly.
Yeah, from what Arjorg said, it sounded like he got greedy with the Brightling.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of the way I would play Brightling is just make sure that it never dies, and just always consider what my opponent could have for it, and just play around with that.
Yeah. Make
it difficult for my opponent.
Sure. So 2 creatures enter the battlefield, Deathrite and Leovold. That Deathrite is not going to be able to block if Jeff shoots twice, but Leovold will, in fact, he can't shoot twice. He had to gain life. Jeff's at 1. I was going to say he could just shoot twice on the Deathrite and swing in, but he can't afford to do it.
Is that that's the sword, right? On the the Stoneforge?
Yep, Sword of Fire and Ice.
So that won't do it.
Yeah. Lily's at 6. Leovold, Deathrite, Strix, and True Name.
And there's no way Flashing in Bear Skull does it, because there's no way Terry would attack with anything besides the True Name.
Well, he can't block and block with Stoneforge as well.
Yeah.
And gaining 2 life only puts him up to 3. So I think he has to equip
Jite.
Equip Jite,
Get more counters
He
on
has
it?
to attack in. Terry has to block with Death Right. And then I think Jeff's still dead on the crackback. So, as suggested,
Death Right Shaman blocks.
Death Right Shaman blocks as quick as you can imagine. That GTA should be up to 3 counters.
Oh, correcting that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coming back at him.
2, 4, 6, 7. If he just gains 7 life, yeah.
He can only gain 6 right now, so he needs to find one more.
Council's Judgment. Wow. Wow, what a draw.
What a card.
What a card.
What a card at this point. So that's gonna bail out Jeff for a turn. We'll see what Terry gets here.
Council's Judgment doesn't even target. Leovold doesn't get a card. That's great. Wow.
So many interesting interactions in Legacy.
Looks like Jeff might actually be able to make this game happen. Yeah, come on. So
we have a guest.
Hey guys.
We're watching this really close match
Terry
going
versus
on.
Jeff, huh?
Jeff has just been hanging on by the skin of his teeth.
But he's getting there.
Yeah, so Terry's on Team America. Finally got him to go off Delver for a second.
Oh, look, a dirty Dredge player showed up. How's it been going with Dredge?
I'm 2-0.
Hey! 2-0 with Dredge.
With my hand revealed.
Hand
With my hand revealed. Yep.
Your opponent's just like, well.
I know it's not Team America. It's just Sultan. I'm sorry, Minifer. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry I said anything. Yeah, what was I thinking?
I don't know, man. Come in here and you just start, spouting off all that Dredge player talk.
How awful do I feel about that? Oh man. You know what? I feel like I've I can think of one like blatantly obvious misplay that I've had, but otherwise the deck, as long as you know the way that the deck works, you really do just kind of let it turn over. So it's been fun though. Yeah, fair enough, Minifer. I deserve it. That's what I'm here for, though.
Oh, I think Terry wins. Wow, he's able to get there. So Terry takes the match, not without a little bit of effort on Jeff's part. Man, that was a close game.
I think if Bratling were still alive at the end there, I feel like that would have been a different game.
I think the big thing there, Breitling was super impressive.
Really,
it actually looked good.
Okay,
really.
So that's worth keeping in mind.
Worth noting.
Yeah.
Jeff just got greedy with his mana and did too much with it and it died.
Yeah, and it looked a lot better than Mirren Crusader in that matchup.
The Mirren Crusader was just dead to the marsh casualties.
Yeah. Like marsh casualties just came in like, oh,
kick?
I'll take care of that. Yeah, kick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that card even has a kicker.
Sorry, Ardrog, no alts here. No, alts won't happen in Legacy ever.
No, people skip to them.
Reg, what'd you face against?
Game 1 or first match I played against Red Black Reanimator.
Okay.
I went first. Okay, and my opponent got a Gristlebrand into play on turn 1, and I beat him.
Okay.
Okay, so like I had some good dredges. Like I hit the bridges in a timely manner in the Icarids, and I just like 2 turns later I have this army of like 8 Duders, and he couldn't reanimate, because if he reanimates, then I kill him, right? Because of life loss. And he got to a point where if he took the damage to Gristlebrand, he would die, and then if he hits at all, then I have lethal on the backswing. So he's just like, I can't believe this game slipped away from me. He was like a little unlucky, and then he like mold out of the game in game 2. this last round I played against a bug mid range deck,
Okay.
and I lost game 2 to a pretty good surgical. I made a mistake. Like I should have cracked my LED and faithful saluted, but he knew my hand because I'm playing with my hand revealed, right? So I like faithless looting, and I play my LED, and I'm like, you know what? If I can untap and like crack my like play faithless looting into an LED faithless looting, like I'm gonna dredge my whole deck over and I'm gonna win this game regardless of hate. Regardless of hate, I'm just gonna win. And so I took the chance on not cracking the LED, and then he goes, oh, all right, and then he just goes surgical faithless looting, and like the rest of the game I just like couldn't get it back. But game 3 I won by getting an Ion onto the battlefield.
Gotcha.
So,
spicy.
yeah, it's been a cool deck actually. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Please tell me that Silasari is actually here and like is gonna watch me lose on camera with my revealed hand miss.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, we let them know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone knows you're on dredge.
Everyone knows I'm on dredge.
Everyone knows you're playing
I'm
with
playing
your hand
with my hand revealed.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it though, because like the way I've been doing it is I've been like looking at my hand, and then I'm like, okay, and then like once we both kept, then I show. I just feel like I'm gonna lose if I'm like, hey, look at my hand while I'm deciding to keep. You know, like it's not officially a hand until you've kept, right?
I'd agree with that.
I don't know.
I'd agree with that.
Fair enough.
Chat's probably gonna disagree because they want me to lose, but I don't know. I'm doing all right. Two wins already in the books. This tournament's already a success.
Excellent.
We'll probably have you on camera next
Oh,
time.
Jorgensen reveals. Yeah, or Jorgensen says that's fine. Cool. Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I even my last opponent even said, he's like, yeah, because of the way you're playing, I actually kept Thoughtseize. So he can be like, oh, do I need to Thoughtseize? Nope, I don't need the Thoughtseize. Okay, I don't need to. And then like if there's something that needs to be Thoughtseize, he's just like, oh, look, there's something I need to take. Boom. Like, all right, fine. I guess I'm not breaking through. But yeah, it's been cool. Wasn't expecting to like this deck, and I'm kind of enjoying it.
There you go.
Not as much as I would, like obviously like my favorite decks, but
you haven't run into too many ley lines yet.
no ley lines. Yeah, surgicals, but surgicals don't.
Yeah, surgical could be okay, but like it's not as damaging.
The weird part about surgicals is like the things if you can like surgical snapcaster surgical, and you just hit the Icarids and the Narcomoebas.
Yeah,
I actually can't win from that point.
Okay.
That I can think of.
You'd have to hard cast it.
I'd have to hard cast stuff, and
Gross.
that's not something that I have 12 lands in my deck. Let's be real. That's probably just not happening. And I could.
You've got Putrid Imp. You can.
Stink. Yeah, I actually hard cast a Stinkweed Imp.
Yep.
In my last match, which is kind of cool.
I believe it.
Yeah. I had 3 lands, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see where it goes forward. So. This isn't the deck I ever thought I'd play. Never played with LED before, and this is not how I expected to play with LED. If I was going to play with LED, I was like, oh man, like I'm going off, right? But
yeah,
this isn't. I don't think this feels anything like the other ones. So
we'll probably see you next round on camera then.
Yeah, probably. I would assume so.
So exciting! I can't wait to see this.
We promised at least 1 round on camera, so
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if you 3-0, we can get 2.
Yeah.
Terry's already said, he's like, dude, I'm not worried.
It's probably going to be you versus Terry next round.
Yeah, probably. But he even said,
Josh.
Yeah, he even said to me though, he's like, yeah, so I've got 3 surgicals and I have snapcasters and like all this other stuff, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter. I'll get you.
You could not have those
Still
cards.
get game 1. Like Dredge is probably the best game 1 deck in the format.
It's one of them. Definitely one of them. Like, yeah. He still has death rights, and if I stumble, death right could be relevant. If you hit Icarids in a timely manner, like I'm just gonna struggle. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
Or like even death right can be a problem. Like if you only have 1 dredger in the yard and they're on the play, like if you can't go off really quickly, which sometimes you don't have too much control over, then I don't know. This is what it is.
Oh, in my game 2, I dredged through like 30 cards and didn't hit a single bridge. I was just like, not only did he find his hate that game, but yeah, he also, I also didn't hit a bridge, so I couldn't get anything going. I was like, all right, I guess I'm dead.
Fortunate.
Bridges are hiding.
Yeah.
Hiding below.
Yeah, there's actually like a decent, or there's like a little bit of combo in the room too. There was a Belcher.
Yeah,
we
we saw it
haven't
on
seen
camera.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen that in a while, and then we have one player on Reanimator, and then there's like my deck. Every time I think of Dredge, I think like, oh man, it's like a combo, you know. But it's not. It's just an aggro deck. Like, when you're actually playing it, you're like, no, you just turn creatures sideways.
Kind of.
Wasn't. No, it's just odd.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna build.
Nice
this
burn
deck.
deck.
I don't think I'm ever gonna get out of these.
Yeah.
Storm is just not a deck that I ever think I'd play.
Storm's sweet.
This deck's kind of sweet too, but it's not worth getting LEDs for this deck. Like if this is what you're gonna play,
Yeah.
One's
I
any
don't
more
know.
consistent.
Yeah, I don't know.
You moderate storm. We've been talking about that quite a lot today.
Yeah, we're talking about bonus round.
The stupid Hazard's Undying Fury.
Bonus round.
Bonus
Hazard.
round, Hazard's Undying Fury.
Get 2.
Who's playing that? Is somebody playing that?
No. We were just talking
We
about
were
that
talking
one.
about Valbon
okay.
cards.
Yeah.
We said you gotta be careful though, because bonus round doubles everyone's. So it's
Wait, what does bonus round do?
it's active Pyromancer's Ascension for a turn.
2 mana copy every instant sorcery.
Okay.
So
But
point
copies your opponents too.
forcible
so-
twice.
Hazard's Undying
So they could be sitting there on burn going like, okay, bolt you, fire blast you. That's what?
14 damage.
14 damage
For 2 mana.
for 2 mana.
Or for 1 mana.
1 mana.
Yeah, that's nasty.
1 mana and 2 mountains.
So who we got in chat? I've only seen Minifer in.
So George.
Who else is hanging out with us today?
I think it's a Solace. Les was here.
Les was here. He was talking about a really spicy deck.
Oh really?
Yeah. We got Solus.
As he usually is. Usually they're a little too cute for me.
Oh, this
Oh,
one's
we
gonna be
had-
right up your alley.
Admiral.
What?
Admiral? No beard?
Casey's been
Admiral
around.
Mobius. Sweet.
PC.
Awesome. You got some people.
For
Got some
sure.
people. Yeah. Ingenuity's here.
Ingenuity.
Ingenuity.
Welcome to the stream.
Awesome. Where's our matches? Oh, George.
Hopefully
Our George's
soon.
not here. Man, my mistake. Sorry. Yeah, that guy never shows up.
Hey, Admiral who?
Josh versus Terry. That means I'm not playing either of them. I'm dodging both of those players. That's good though. Terry said he really wanted to play against Josh today.
There you go.
Jeff and
Jeff
Claire.
versus Kyre.
Oh,
Okay.
Death
that's
and
bad for me.
taxes.
Death and
That's
taxes.
so bad for me, right?
Don't tell you, Brightling.
Well, we have to have Kyre on camera, so Kyre is going to be on camera.
Oh, but the Terry and Josh matchup is so much better than mine.
Make it quick.
Just crush him real fast.
But when there's Death and Taxes on camera, I have so much to talk about. Like,
All right.
All right.
You guys do what you want.
New round coming up soon.
Yeah.
we're gonna see Kai here. So I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Silisari. You're gonna want to watch. We're gonna have some dredge, some open hand dredge.
You're sure Kyre will lose very quickly. I think so. Game 1. What do you think of Death and Taxes versus Dredge?
There's not a whole lot of graveyard hate. I'm not sure if Thalia does that much either.
Hey, Captain. You're about to watch Kyre on camera with Dredge, and he's going to play with his hand revealed the entire time.
I think Death and Taxes can't get their game 1. That's my opinion.
It seems pretty hard game 1, right?
I don't feel like the deck's geared against that. But yeah,
Against DNT,
sideboard.
yeah.
Sideboard, you have Rest in Peace. You have Surgicals. You have Fairy Macabres.
Yeah, Kyre's on Dredge.
Containment Priest can catch Ichorids and Narcomoebas coming out of different zones in the hand. I think. I might have that wrong, but I'm not sure.
Alright, looks like we're getting people sitting down. This is gonna be Terry versus Josh. Which means we need to move over to here. And we can get that on. Nope.
No, he's doing this completely completely aware. Casualty of a step. Yeah, there we go.
So on the left, that's going to be Jeff. On D&T. And on the right, that's going to be Kyre. On Dredge. LED Dredge.
Maybe put a little note.
Stip.
Stip, open hand.
It's too big. We'll say stip.
Just dipped himself. Yeah, okay. I feel like he'd want to run whatever's optimal, so I don't think this is like him. I don't think he'd do this to himself on purpose.
And
so we have Josh on Miracles and Terry on Bug. I'm not sure who gets there on that one. That might just be whoever has the most.
Abrupt Decay is good. It's kind of an attrition matchup.
Yeah. Whoever can find the most cards.
If you can
Give
land
them most value.
something that sticks and the other person can't answer and they can protect.
Yeah. Leovold's gonna be. I can see Leovold being very good here if it can land.
Yeah, it's definitely on Terry to provide the threats, right?
For sure.
Arg.
Because
Wrong name.
it could come down to like Jace versus Jace.
Alright, so here we go. Playing with that hand revealed.
So we have 2 Synchro-Nips, Narcomoeba, Golgari Grave Troll, and I believe that's Breakthrough. We're gonna discard the hand, it's all in the graveyard, so the open hand thing is
Not a problem.
not a problem anymore. It was all gonna get out there anyway.
So, Dredge back, Golgari Grave Troll.
Dredge 6.
Dredge 6.
Those.
There's a bridge.
So we have Bridge. Are those Cabal Therapies?
It could be. If they're therapies,
I see 2
still
therapies.
short on creatures. Having no Ichorids and no Narcomoebas yet. If you're Jeff, I think here you're grabbing. I don't think I'd grab Batterskull, to be honest. I think I'd grab Jite.
Because it can kill Ichorid and Narcomoeba. And
yeah, well, it can also kill your own creature to get something in the graveyard and deal with Bridge. I think I'd go for that. Looks like Jeff has Brightling in hand as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that gleam of purple and
right.
Can't miss it.
Another Dredge. Not much action on that Dredge. He knows he's on stream, right?
There's
Yeah.
this is challenge mode right here.
Called shots. Yeah, kind of a looser hand, I think. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
the engine's not there yet.
Yeah, finding another dredger was really good.
For sure.
Breakthrough's a hell of a card.
So Aethervial's on 2. We know he has Mirren Crusader because he accidentally tried to sneak it in on
So
2.
there's the Narcomoeba, and that might be enough to start going to the races here. We see at least 2 bridges in the yard.
So we'll get Cabal Therapy here
So
to hit the Batter Skull, but that'll probably come in response anyway.
yeah, we'll see an in response thing here happen. Down comes Fire Skull.
And that's fine. Like, I don't think the 4/4 does much, especially when you can just have continuous zombies, just forever.
Yeah, it's a little problematic because it is kind of a damage race, but it shouldn't be a problem if Kyre just keeps dredging out, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to see the hand. He takes a card. What was the other card he knew about? GTA in hand already.
GTA in hand. Okay, so he knew about Batter Skull. I think he knew about the Mirren Crusader because I think Jeff played the wrong card. He put Mirren Crusader out.
Yep. So I think he probably named Mirren Crusader.
Yeah.
And
then when you flash it back, maybe Brightling is actually the hit on the second one. That or GTA.
He honestly might wait.
Yeah.
A turn.
Just kind of respond to what Jeff does.
GTA is a big problem, so so I could definitely see that going down. Looks like Kyre is going to wait. Thing is, he needs a sack effect, and he needs to be able to deal with what's going on here. Hard things to deal with.
So this is pretty ideal conditions for Brightling here. Lots of mana in the on 3.
Yeah, Brightling Tech's been quite good.
I have a foil in the mail right now. It's on its way. I'm super excited.
Surprised not to see GTA equip onto the Germ.
Oh, he planned Stoneforge. That's interesting. Because you have to pay more mana later to equip it again. Whereas, I guess that's the same with Batter Skull.
So he's attacking in with everything.
He's not worried about the damage, so he's just gonna take it. Did he only attack with Stoneforge?
Looks like he did.
He didn't take the other 4.
He didn't want to trade tokens.
Huh. Maybe Batter Skull is just defense, because if you keep blocking a 2/2, that seems fine.
Well, these tokens are not going to attack until there's a lot more of them.
You need a critical mass and like Flamekin Zealot to get just a ton of power in play.
Alright, looks like he is going to block. No, GTA's going to get rid of the bridges. He's going to minus and get rid of the bridges.
Kill Stoneforge.
Yep. Alright, so found an Icarid, and that's about it. Some pretty unimpressive draws, unimpressive dredges by Kyre here. Not a lot going on.
So yes, our Jorg, it is a Brightling and it's on its way. And I will get signed by Steve Argyle in Vegas next week, so it's gonna look gorgeous. I'm super excited.
Half his deck so far, something like that. He saw 2 bridges. He's only seen
2 bridges.
2 Narcomoebas, but 1 was in hand.
And we still have yet to hit an Icarid, right?
He just did. Barely hit 1 Icarid.
Oh, yeah. This is such an awkward dredge.
Ooh, Flicker Wisp. That's pretty good here.
It's very detrimental.
Alright, so GTA coming in. And it's looking like Jeff's probably going to get this first game. We were talking about what would have to happen for that to happen. I think we're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Jeff really showing us what we need to see.
In order to win the first game, I feel like Kyre has to get it as soon as he can. Like, he can't
Yeah,
he can afford.
That's going to be enough for Kyer. Kyer says, yeah, you got me. So Jeff takes game 1.
Board presence, just way too much. Breitling, even though I didn't see any action, like, it was ready to go. Like, conditions were ideal.
And our other match is currently sideboarding as well. Terry was at 15 life and Josh at 7. So I don't know really what happened there. It could have been a Jace. It could have been Terry getting in there with enough damage to make things happen.
That's what I would assume.
I would say Terry probably took the game, but we'll keep an eye on it for you and let you know.
Okay, so I pretty much know what's coming in for Death and Taxes, so we're probably going to see Rest in Peace, we're probably going to see Surgical Repair Macabre.
Sure.
Containment Priest is a possibility.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's coming in for Kyer though. Do we know? Like, what cards are good against Death and Taxes?
So Kyer has an Iona in the board. He might be able to get a quick reanimated Iona named White. That'd be decent, I would think. He also has Flamekin Zealot to kind of go a little bit more aggro. Maybe get that going. He has Nature's Claims, which he should be bringing in for Rest in Pieces. And they can also hit a Aether Vial if necessary, or an equipment if necessary. Those are what I'd expect him to side in. He has a couple Firestorms. I'm not sure if that's the type of card you want in this matchup or not. And I'm not sure how many sideboard slots you can really dedicate to dealing with these cards. You have a pretty robust amount of slots that are dedicated to the deck and the engine working the way it is, so I'm not sure what he can side in.
For sure.
No.
It's always a hard part with boarding. Like, you don't want to ruin your deck. You don't want to overdo it.
Chat, I'm just not on top of things right now. We don't even have a timer up. No, that's not right.
Shuffling up for game 2. So with Kyer on the play as well, that's gotta be.
That's a little much. $220. Probably about right.
We'll see if the turn 2 Rest in Peace can be fast enough. We might see Jeff take a lot of mulligans here, because the sideboard cards are just way too powerful not to, like...
Looks like Terry won game 1 on our backup.
Okay.
All right.
let's do this.
Turn 2 Rip and it's over. Not necessarily. They do have Nature's Claim. I would expect Kyer to be siding in some number of Nature's Claim. But it is possible that rest of the game that certainly can happen.
Trigger. Or into the battle trigger.
The other thing is, I'm not sure how low Jeff can mull to find a Rest in Peace specifically, as Kyer might be able to still get in under it and get a couple of tokens in play and start dealing 4 to 6 damage a turn.
For sure. With Kyer under play, that becomes much more of a possibility as well. I think we're still...
I think Kyer's happy with his hand.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff took a mulligan. We see Breitling.
He's down to 5.
We see the purple day.
2 lands. It looks like. He's going to keep 5.
Keep this one. to the bottom.
Well, it looks like there is Caracas as one of the lands, so that Iona play might not be as strong. Unsure if that's what Kyra's going to try to go for, but
Fatal Soothing. It's a good start. So see Golgari Thug and Stinkweed him.
Yeah.
Hit the yard.
Pretty good start.
So we're gonna see Caracas. Probably Mother of Runes not that great here.
Kind of surprised not to see just a wasteland. Cut Kyra off with more options.
Yeah.
I suppose it is his only other mana source at the moment, so he might be a little worried about not finding more in time. Okay, so not a horrible dredge for Kyra there. We see Therapy, and Icarid.
So
no bridges currently, but
Golgari Thug dredging. So we have Cephalid Coliseum, I believe.
Yeah, in the graveyard.
Yeah, so nothing. Not quite sure what the other card is.
Green card?
Yeah.
Probably Nature's Claim.
Okay.
Probably
Not a card you want to have in the yard.
Two Nature's Claim in graveyard, I think.
Dark Blast is really
Dark
good.
Blast, okay. That's a good spot to be in right now, actually.
Question is, do we want to hit the mom? Does Kyra want to hit the mom?
He could use it just to get in for 3. So you...
Oh yeah. Dark Blast.
You Dark Blast the mom, it activates on itself, and then you get in with Icarid.
Yeah.
Putrid Imp is the card that he's thinking about playing.
Okay.
Okay. So I like this attack here first.
Because the mom's not
mom
active
block.
yet.
That's going to just trade. Putrid Imp's the play, and yeah, great spot for Kyra to be. Putrid Imp's going to be able to deal some damage. It's able to get those dredgers, more importantly, back into the graveyard, and get things going that way. And what Kyra's really looking to see off of this next dredge is really looking to see a couple bridges.
Gonna go for the Wasteland to kill the Gemstone Cavern.
Sure.
Or Gemstone Mine. Whatever one it is.
End of turn, we're going to see Kyra pitch some cards from his hand.
So just another Mother of Runes here for Jeff. That's not really impressive.
Yeah. Kyra really needs to see some bridges pretty soon, though.
Yeah. Who knows what Jeff will be able to do on 2 mana.
So 2 Icarid triggers. Here comes the first one. And
so we're going to discard Stinkweed and exile it to... Or... Oh, dredge it.
We're going to dredge Stinkweed. Short on black cards. No bridges added. Kind of a rough spot. Putrid Imp in with flying. Icarid in for 3. And it looks like Jeff's content to take it this time.
Going down to 15.
So Icarid dies. Passes turn. So one thing of note, there aren't a ton of black creatures in the graveyard currently for those Icarids to rebuy. Which means he could do 1 for sure. I'm not sure if he could do 2.
Not even sure about doing...
There is a Street Wraith which he should probably exile. And go that way with.
Wonder if this is a rules question. Looks like he's. No, there we go.
I think Jeff might have been asking about the order.
Oh, okay.
What the order is. So he does have enough to do two. Just not the third.
Getting rid of Stinkweed Imp and Street Race.
Still no bridges. That's. I mean.
It's quite the odd order.
He's on the. Yeah, 3 Ichorids and a Wraith.
Okay.
In for 7.
Yeah, the Mother Runes can only do so much here.
It's gonna take 4 or 5. Excuse me. Future Imp does have threshold.
+1.
And I think Kyre's gonna flash back a therapy, or at least he's thinking about it.
I wonder.
What would you name? I don't think he'd name Brightling.
Maybe just try and go for some sideboard cards. Try and get rid of Rest in Peace.
Yeah, I feel like Rest in Peace would have come down.
Because, yeah, it's true. He did take a mull, so he probably has some sort of answer.
Okay.
Double Brightling.
So double Brightling, Rishad, and Port.
I think if you're Kyre, you don't mind seeing this. Like, it's a really clunky hand.
So he's just gonna
get those Brightlings out of there.
He's gonna discard. Then he's gonna get those Brightlings out of there.
And now Kyre's in excellent position.
Yeah, Kyre's still at kind of the mercy of his deck, though, in terms of
for sure.
of these triggers.
Hopefully he probably wants to dredge into just more black creatures so he can beat in with Ichorids.
Yeah. Black creatures would be awesome things to dredge into. He's able to rebuy 2 pretty quickly here. And then he is able to dredge 6 off of that
Grave Troll.
Ooh,
so we're gonna see a
path to exile.
There are no basics in the deck, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyre's not even gonna check.
More Ichorids and more black creatures. No bridges still. So
you can tell Kyre's having a rough time.
He could attack, but what's the point? Does the attack just to do it?
You have the same result either way.
Passes turn. We see a dredge on Stinkweed Imp.
I mean, that's the unfortunate part with playing with open hand here. Because if he had his hand hidden, he could like hide a Dark Blast, and like Jeff wouldn't know whether or not to like tap the mom to give her protection.
Okay, so we finally have a bridge. We also have another therapy, and another black creature in the yard for these Ichorids to eat. So we might see something happen this coming turn if there's a decent
does he need mana, Arjorg? I'm not sure if he does. I think
I don't think he needs mana, and he's never going to have mana active.
And eventually he's just gonna hit bridges and Narcomoebas, and I think that'll be enough.
So we're gonna see 2 Ichorids coming back, it looks like. Maybe not. Maybe just one. I could see one Ichorid eating the other Ichorid, to be honest.
Okay.
He's got 3 in the yard.
Back.
Bring back 2.
And that's true, Devil Jin. Jeff does have port.
Yeah.
Multiple ports. So mana. Kyre's not looking for mana right now.
Terry and Josh are going to game 3 on our backup table.
Interesting. The game ended 17-17, so that's probably Jace's or Monastery Mentor for a lot, or Entreat the Angels for like
a lot.
Just one giant swing.
Alright, so 2 Ichorids coming in.
So that'll put
One's gonna die, and one's gonna trade with Mother Runes, triggering both instances of Bridge from Below, which
I
means
just get zombie.
Kyre will get one zombie for his one bridge, and Bridge will be exiled. But Jeff down to 7 and no board presence currently. Kyre, there's the rest in peace. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Well,
here.
2-2 versus rest in peace. Let's see what happens.
It's still not over yet.
It is not over, that is for sure.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite the draw here.
That's a great draw.
Port may be able to shut that down, but
This Firestorm could be really relevant, actually. Yeah, this Firestorm could be really relevant.
we'll see. See what Jeff pulls. Looks like a wasteland.
Wasteland.
That's gonna be real good here.
Wasteland's pretty good. It's 2-2 coming in. So there's a
Street
there's a
Wraith.
Street Wraith. Get a redraw.
That's a good.
In for 2.
when
Jeff down to 3.
when the 2/2 zombie is unopposed,
Uh-oh.
is quite
Oh,
strong.
there's a Thalia. 2-1 first
Oh.
strike coming down. And that's going to be pretty rough. Kyre doing a quick examination of what's still in his deck versus in his graveyard, which is now exiled.
Do we know
Ooh, okay.
that? That's
So
good.
not quite enough yet. Now that Thalia is in play, but if he's able to get another land, then we might be able to see something happen. Second rest in peace is fine. Doesn't really matter.
Irrelevant.
We're gonna see that tap.
Put an
Bridge to
upkeep.
hand. Jeff just drawing lands. If Kyre can get a mana source,
That's an LED.
that is a mana source.
That's
but
not a
is
great
not
one.
a correct mana source.
That'll just make 3 mana.
Unfortunately,
nothing else.
not great here. So Kyre is able to activate. Jeff doesn't seem to care about his land, so I'm gonna cast LED.
Get it out there for future use, probably.
If only. Alright, so there's another land, and this is going to be a big draw. This allows Kyre to keep going on the clock. So
Firestorm.
we're going to see Firestorm come down. And Caracas is going to rebuy.
You buy the Thalia.
So
Going to game
Firestorm's
3.
able to take that game. Awesome. So going to game 3. Kyre laughing about the Firestorm.
Beat double rest in peace with a single zombie and a Firestorm.
And while they're shuffling, we'll skip over here just real quick. So we hear Kyre and Jeff kind of discussing Firestorm and the way it works and how it's X targets. So the X has to be equal on all fronts.
Okay, so you have to deal 3 to the Thalia, 3 to the player.
No. So you can only have X where X is equal to the number of targets that you have. So so you have to have X targets in play in order to.
So he
do
didn't
it
have
for
3.
X.
He did have the zombie though, right? So that's
Yeah.
the 3rd target. So
But that would yeah, exactly.
and then he could shoot himself too, so that's 4 targets.
Right. So he could have up to 4 targets there, which means he was a little bit incorrect with the way
Unless-
that he did, where he just kind of pitched his whole hand. But
yeah,
the end result should be the same.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it's quite possible. Like when I first saw the card, I thought like, oh, it's just splits it, right?
Yeah, it's a very kind of easy thing to do. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the result of the game, but
yeah. Arjo, you're the best. You're the best player.
Ooh, so Terry's resolving a surgical extraction here. And that's going to target Terminus. That's going to be pretty good. Takes one right off the top.
Like, I know that's there. That's what I'm here for, Arjoy. It's my only purpose in life, actually, just to make people feel good. Oh god, that didn't sound weird, did it?
It's only weird if you make it weird.
True. So all 4 Terminus gone.
That's pretty good for Terry. And we'll keep an eye on that, but we're going to switch back to our main matchup here. Kyer versus Jeff.
Feature match.
Pleasure bot 9,000.
I try.
All right, so
I see. I saw Caracas. Okay, so Grave Troll, Cabal Therapy. I don't know these cards. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, Bridge, Therapy, Nature's Claim, Narcomoeba, Cephalid Coliseum, Stinkweed Imp, and Golgari Grave Troll. We're going to start out with what I'm assuming is on Rest in Peace. We're going to see a Therapy be played. We do see Containment Priest in hand. And
that'll
Path Exile.
That'll stop Icarid and Narcomoeba.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's not a spell that Kyer can really deal with at the moment.
Yeah, removal's quite low in this deck, it seems.
So Kyer gonna have to play things a lot slower as well this game. Unable to rebuy on some things. Whoa. So there's an LED drawn. And that's actually quite good here. So what that could do...
LED.
That could allow Kyer to kind of use that Coliseum after pitching his hand. And he could do that if Jeff goes to like flash in. He could do that at end of turn and maybe get a couple Narcomoeba hits or something like that.
Yeah.
Right now they can kind of play a bit of a staring match, though. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, the Containment Priest. That doesn't look that great against Bridge from below. So, well, if Kyer can get enough zombies going real quick, I feel like this is Kyer's game to win.
So we're gonna see.
So Troll from below, the Judge player, this is Kyer, and he was forced into a stip where he had to play the whole tournament, hand revealed, hand open.
And so far he's 2-0, so it doesn't seem to be mattering too much. Yeah, so Kyer is going to go to 19 here and going to just hard cast Narcomoeba from hand. I kind of like this play. He knows about the Containment Priest. And Sacking here would force the Containment Priest to play. But...
Okay.
So it looks like in response, Kyre's. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Maybe Jeff flashed in the Containment Priest in response to the Narcomoeba.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about this priority, Jorgensen. A little confused by that therapy as well. Like, if I'm Kyre, I think I'm just passing there with LED up. And then next turn, well, we've got a lot of dredges potentially going on, but now we've got this wasteland coming in.
And Athalia, it's going to make things a lot harder.
Going to be problematic. Kyre needs to hit... What does Kyre need to hit? Okay.
I'd imagine, like, he doesn't have the mana for removal. The Narcomoebas aren't going to do anything here. The Acrids aren't going to do anything here.
Unfortunate.
Does
Narcomoeba is not a May trigger, right? So Narcomoeba gets exiled by the Containment Priest? Is that the way that works?
Yeah. It might be a... Narcomoeba might be a May. Like, you may play it from your...
Let's pull it up on screen. I'm sure chat wants to know too. Narco.
Yeah, Dark. Yes, he's gonna need mana sources and.
Narcomoeba is a May.
Dark Blast. Oh, rest in peace coming down here. That's brutal.
Yeah, I think Kyre is gonna have a really hard time getting through this at the moment.
So what we're probably hoping to see for Kyre here is land in Nature's Claim to hit the rest in peace first. I think that's the...
Yeah. And the other hardship here is with that gemstone only on one, he's going to need effectively 2 lands to be able to cast 2 spells.
Right. Well, the LEDs.
LEDs still cost 1.
Yeah. This is looking bad for a Dredge player.
Yep, not looking great, and Kyre's going to pack it up. So Kyre loses a match 2-1. We'll switch back over here, and we see a Jason 11 and a Monastery Mentor in play and a Counterbalance in play against Terry, who has 2 Wasteland in play and 4 other lands. Nothing else.
What kind of card can answer this situation?
First off, you need something to deal with that Jace, and you need something very quickly. Snapcaster is going to be the play that Terry goes with here to start things off.
I do like that. Maybe he has Abrupt Decay to hit, to hit the Mentor or the Counterbalance. So Terry's choosing to get rid of Counterbalance here, which may be right. Definitely a hard choice though, because Monastery Mentor and Jace both pressing.
Alright, so that Ponder is going to get Flusterstormed.
Wow.
Wow. So, you have to imagine that Josh is just going to ride this Jace to victory. He's still got a full grip of cards here. He's got plenty of protection. Terry's at a life total that probably can't be killed before the Jace does. Although we're seeing Josh start to storm off a little bit here. Storm count 2. He does have a swords. Could get in for a decent amount of damage. I'd imagine Terry might pack things up pretty quick here. Brainstorm. Storm count 3, and that's enough for Terry. Terry says, all right, that's way too much. So Josh takes that one 2-1. So it looks like in our 4th round, we'll have Josh on Miracles versus Death and Taxes. Jeff on Death and Taxes would be my guess.
I love these 2 decks, so
and
this is a match I want to see.
We might have Terry versus Kyre. Maybe. 2
very awesome matches to watch.
Silly, unfun Josh with his undefeatedness. Yeah. That was kind of a weird matchup, just looking at from the backup table, the little bits and pieces where we looked over. It was shocking to see Terry take a very quick game 1. And then even in this game, we saw that Terry was able to get rid of the Terminuses in Josh's deck, and it looked like his position was going to be kind of an okay one, and Josh managed to turn it way around. So, kind of unsure what happened in the middle part to make that happen, but it was definitely there.
That's the thing about the Miracles deck. It has so many answers and so many ways to find those answers. And if you're Terry playing Bug, like, you probably hate seeing swords just as much as Terminus, so it's gotta be rough.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, that's
welcome back.
3 rounds in the book, right?
3 rounds.
3 rounds in the book.
Going on to our 4th round.
Going on to our 4th and final round.
In a bit.
A little bit. Waiting for some other matches to finish up.
Can we do that? Can we pull up Les's list? Or, you know, you don't know how to do this.
I'm not in the Discord, I don't think.
Oh.
Let's see what we can do.
We're gonna try to get that pulled up. Have you ever played the list before, Les? Like, how?
Oh yeah.
How do you feel it plays? Like, how do you? Is it consistent or is it? Or is it just bombastic?
Alright, we got it. Let's put it up. Okay. So, this is the list. Alright, 4 Rector, 1 Emrakul. Nice.
Okay.
Brainstorm Therapy, Enlightened Tutor, Ponder, Diabolic Intent, Show and Tell, Force of Will, 1 Solemnity, Opalescence Curse, Dubscape Decree, Overwhelming Splendor to Omniscience, Crusade You, 2 High Market,
The Chris and Miracle.
2 Tower. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. What's the 3rd Omniscience in the sideboard for?
Maybe if you just want to have fun. If your opponent's playing like a random deck that doesn't do much. Maybe Omniscience is better when you show and tell Omniscience. Maybe it's for getting around the graveyard strategies. Like if your opponent has Zephyr Shaman, maybe Omniscience.
Fair enough, yeah.
Telling in Omniscience is just better. Sandworm Convergence.
I love it. It's great.
It stops Delver and makes Tessa Mag Grimmerfinglers every turn without the Tessa part.
Well, it also stops it stops Merit Lage Tokens.
Stops Merit Rage.
Yep.
This is true. Stops Entreat the Angels.
Yep. It stops
Flicker Wisp.
Flicker Wisp. Stops Emrakul from attacking. Stops Gristlebrand from attacking. Not that that's usually relevant, but sometimes.
Stops Iona. You might see that sometimes.
Pretty wild. Gets Omni targets. Diabolic Intent. Intent not always. Enlightened Tutor sometimes. I could see shaving like on Enlightened Tutors 4 might not be the right number. I don't know.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Devscape Curse of Death's Hold. Just shut off all non-creatures.
Oh, the point was with Omni. Yeah, 4 mana demonic. Yeah. I think this seems sweet though. I think if you ever live the dream of like Decree of Silence, Solemnity, you're just doing great. And like the Opalescence thing is pretty cute. And being able to do all that with like this nonsense in the board is pretty awesome. Cami Rector is just one hell of a card. It's great.
Let's think about the flavor for a second. So if you have a Sandworm Convergence in play and like 3 worm tokens, and then you play Opalescence, you have all the worms, and then you have their home like
the convergence is also becoming a giant worm attacking in for 8.
Big Mama Sandworm. I want to say the cost of the deck isn't super bad. $4,000 about average.
That's not too bad
for a legacy deck.
Can we talk about Underground Sea for a minute and how Underground Sea has gone up to about $800, a little bit over $800, and how ridiculous that is.
That is insane. I don't think there's much that Wizards can do about it at this point.
Yeah.
I think they just have to keep hoping on the fact that the players will like want to play this game, so they'll pay that amount of money anyway.
I mean, like, Underground jumped something like $230 recently. That's insane.
And it's like, there's no way it goes down. There's no way like any point in time it goes down even like a penny.
Yeah, the big problem is by actual ends. Yeah. It's a big problem, and it's becoming a lot more of a problem. And with the reserve list the way it is, you're not going to see reprints of these anytime soon. Wizards has doubled down time and time again on the reserve list and how they're not going to do much about it. And it's just kind of sad to see, like, you know, this should never be a thing for cards that people need to play in their deck. Like, this is more than...
I think that was the hope of Modern, to kind of make a legacy format that's more affordable, and that's also quite spread out.
Yeah, I know they could care less. Like, you know, Wizards doesn't care about legacy. Like, they really don't. Like, they have plenty of other formats that they're happy to do.
And it kind of shows the dedication of the players. Like, legacy is probably one of the more fun formats, which is more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous though. I wish there was some way to like make it affordable.
Yeah, there are definitely decks that are more affordable, but it's kind of sad to see like people not be able to play what they want to play.
Yeah, they
Like-
can't get into like their favorite archetype.
Yeah. So that's my little rant for the day.
So I'm kind of curious. The one comment about selling lands and buying actual lands.
Yeah.
Can we look up like the price of a small island right now?
Well, the funny thing is like a lot of people refer to like Grixis Delver as like Honda Civic magic because you know it gets you where you need to go, and it like it's kind of boring in doing it. Like it's flashy on the surface, but not really worth it.
Yeah.
But I think if you have like beta duels right now, your Grixis Delver deck could actually buy you a brand new Honda Civic. I think that might be worth looking up. Let's see.
But down payment on a home for 200 currencies.
Let's see. So, Underground Sea.
Oh,
What do we want to look at? Beta?
yeah. We were having this discussion the other night, like,
Oh
putting
man.
costs of life into
Took
the
a
form
dip.
of
Big
lands.
dip.
What?
Big dip down.
Wait,
It's only $3,000.
Whoa. whoa.
So $3,000. Let's say you play three underground. That's $9,000.
Yeah.
Let's say Volcanic Island. Let's say you play 2 Volcanic Island.
It seems like a great deal.
Yeah, right. Buy them now. Buy them now.
Sell your
It's
home.
gone way up.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Volcanic Island is $10,000.
You can
Okay.
sell your house. If you have a really nice house, you can sell one to buy one of those.
40K for a kidney, huh? Okay.
Oh, now we have to look up drop.
So let's say it's like 6, right? Like, you know, there's no near mint beta that you're gonna get, but like, yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, there's a
Yeah.
3500.
Yeah. Yeah, let's call it like closer to let's call it closer to like 4, 3.5 or 4. It's 3.5, 3.5. So
Yeah.
let's say 2 of those 7K. Right?
Okay.
So 7K there plus 9K, you're up to 16K. So $16,000. You're looking at about the price of a car, right?
Yeah.
And then say 4K. Okay. 8K. 8 and 9 is 17. 17 still in the range of a new car, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. I wonder if we can get a quote real quick on what
A Honda Civic.
a Honda Civic. Let's see. Honda Civic base price. Oh, look. Honda Civics from 18,940.
We're close. Pretty
So,
close.
I think you're there. I think if you have betas, you're right about there for a car. So, down payment on a house for sure. Yeah. Yep. So, there you go. Honda Civic magic.
See, this is why I got into Death in Texas. Like, monocolored decks are pretty fairly priced. I wouldn't say like any color is monocolor playable too. Like you can do anything in each of the colors. Death in Texas in white, Burn in red.
Green.
Let's do some mono green Stompy. Just
Green
let's
Stompy.
say that and call it good. I guess going blue is a bit expensive if you want to do like Omnitel.
But cars lose value over time. 4 and black borders gain value. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Like there was a while there. I think me and my friend Tim had two legacy decks that had like 3 or 4 underground seas and tundras and stuff like that. And like at the time, underground sea was only like $100 or something like that. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pricey, but it wasn't like that bad.
I remember when
Like-
most of those were like 50 and the blue ones were like close to 100.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gotten them then.
Yeah. Soldier Stompy.
What's Soldier Stumpy? Is it the... I haven't seen that deck. I'll have to look it up.
All right. So we should be getting pretty close to
Round
round 4 coming up. We're thinking about it.
Do we have...
Should be pretty soon.
Is that Josh versus Kai? And Terry versus Gordon? Is that what...
That might be.
Is that this round? I feel like Josh would
Yeah,
have
so
played...
this might be weird. We're not sure what's going on here. It looks like they're getting reset, and these are the pairings. So, it's weird pairings though.
Because
I
Josh
wonder-
was undefeated.
So they do have an odd number of people in their room. I wonder if that's causing these pairings to be a little weird.
There's probably... There
might
be another
three
undefeated.
undefeateds.
Yeah.
3 undefeateds would make that a weird pairing.
But that's the thing, like, we would have 2 of the undefeateds, right?
Yes, but Kyra could have got paired up, and Josh could have got paired down.
That's true.
Alright, so let's see what we got.
Agreed, less. The soul lands. I wish I could pick those up, but they're just way too pricey right now.
Alright, Kyra versus...
So, FC Reaper, how are you doing? I just saw your post. Let's see.
Josh.
Northwest Dork. I have not seen that. But the other day we were talking about comparing prices of things to duels. Like, oh, we're gonna take a trip and it'll cost like 2 underground seas and a volcanic island. Or like, if you want to buy a new car, you're like,
Alright, so Kyra versus Josh. And the round
down
is
payments.
4 0 -0. Whoa.
So we're gonna see a breakthrough on turn 1 for Kyra. We'll see if that resolves. Looks like it is. I joke, not here, okay? Just kidding. So Northwest Dork says, someone the other day posed the question, how much would your dual lands have to be worth for you to sell them?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's a tricky thing. Like, there's a fine balance between like, oh, I really want to hold on to these, or like, just get rid of them, get the cash out. I definitely think the right choice all the time is just holding on to them, unless you're in like desperate need of the money. But
yeah, that's the thing is like a lot of these cards are just going to keep going up, right? So
So
there's no reason to really let go of them if you don't have to, and you probably shouldn't, if at all possible.
yeah, Devil Jin says need for money.
I see. I see what happened here.
Yeah. So Northwest Dork, I was gonna say, as a matter of fact, like I'm living with Kyrie, who's on stream right now, and we're rooming with a friend who comes to the store too, and he recently sold all of his collection to buy a house, and it's a pretty great house. Like, it, think about it. If you think about it, like a living space for like those pieces of cardboard, it wasn't worth it. Like now, like comparatively, because the prices keep going up on the lands. But like, the fact that you can get rid of cards like that to forward your life in some way is pretty. It's pretty meaningful.
I've known plenty of players who have done that too. Like just sold either a large part of their collection or all of their collection to finance like buying a house or something like that. And
we do have plenty of things to do in the house, like computers. And Karen and I still have magic cards, so that's the thing. It was quite the legacy collection, like masterpieces, dual lands, probably full sets of dual lands, and yeah, it was a legacy collection, so it probably wasn't like a small deal. But yeah, I think it was just a down payment.
So looks like 4 bridges in the yard. Could be 3.
Starting up strong here. I guess it's not that great against
Snapcaster's
like,
gonna attack in. Well, there's no way to get that Terminus back in at the moment. So
there's no brainstorm.
So
things looking dire here for Josh.
Yep.
The Snapcaster goes to the yard, so the bridges will be gone.
So Kyre with a bit of a misstep here. He attacked with the tokens, and
so that's gonna get rid of the bridges.
That's gonna get rid of the bridges.
So he's gonna have to cannon Icarus here.
And Kyre was kind of hoping to get those triggers off of the Icarid and stuff. He should have just attacked with the Icarid, and that would have made the Snapcaster block a lot worse. Here we see Council's Judgment. Going to get rid of that other token. And now it's just the Icarid beatdown plan. So how fast can you get these Icarids to kill?
Just as long as you don't see like his swords coming out against them, I think it's fine. 2 Nakamoebas coming out as well. Nothing else though.
6 damage a turn is no joke, and he does have the fuel to keep these running for a couple turns.
Definitely. Not a bad spot. Looks like just a land from Josh here.
Yep. And this will be an attack for 8 if Josh doesn't have anything.
Guy's gonna keep dredging.
Yeah, I think at this point you just want more Narcomoebas, more black creatures in the graveyard, and more Icarids if possible. Down to 1 goes Josh. Now here you can play it a little safe. Yep. Josh doesn't have anything, scoops it up. Kyre takes game 1.
So the misstep on the bridges not mattering.
Yeah, ended up not mattering.
But it could have.
Definitely could have. Yeah, I'm sure that's a mistake that Kyre won't make more than once.
For sure.
And on our other table, they're also shuffling up, getting ready for the next game. And the reason we have these pairings the way that they are is Josh already played against Gordon
Oh, okay.
from round 1.
Great.
So that's why these pairings have to be the way that they are.
Okay.
So Josh might be the only true undefeated player moving into the 4th round, and everyone else has one loss.
Because Terry could have had the pair up going to the match with Kyrie.
Exactly. Because we know Terry lost to Josh, and we know Gordon lost to Josh.
Mm.
We know that Kyre lost to Jeff. So.
Okay. And it'll be interesting to see if there will be an undefeated player walk out of here.
Yeah, so I mean that gives Kyre a really strong chance to jump over everyone in the pairings if he beats Josh.
Yeah. Really good tie breaks. If Gordon wins, he'll be undefeated. Or...
No, Gordon lost to Josh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Gordon lost to Josh. Terry lost to Josh. Kyre has not lost to Josh.
Okay.
Kyre lost to Jeff. And Jeff lost to Terry, so tie breaks, it's going to depend on other people's rounds.
Makes sense.
Kyre with the pair up though probably has pretty good tie breaks.
Yeah. Also quite the advantage being able to at least go to game 3 and be on the play again.
Sure.
Feels really good.
Yeah, it feels good. A lot of Josh's deck is counter magic, and a lot of that counter magic is not good in this matchup.
Because you just counter it, put in the yard, and it's useful there too. So
at least not as useful, but Josh has the benefit of having some amazing cards to bring in. So like Surgical, he might be able to have Rest in Peace or something like that. Who knows what else he can bring in. Also, a quick Monastery Mentor can easily run away with the game.
For sure.
We also saw a single misstep like Kyre had with the attack of the zombie tokens in, and Josh was able to get rid of all his bridges. So
yeah. Oh, Snapcaster is everything.
Now, if you're Kyre, you might be able to sideboard in some amount of reanimation, go for some Dread Returns, and maybe get down like a quick Iona or something like that. That'd be interesting.
Get down before Jace bounces it.
Right, exactly.
Ooh,
there's an
like
Iona in hand.
He's doing it.
I don't think that's quite where you want that card to be, but if he has LED, it might be keepable.
Breakthrough.
You'd need some Narcomoebas to go pretty quickly.
So Dread Return, I know, is the choice spell for this deck, right?
Yep.
Is that it? It's just Dread Return?
Yeah, Dread Return is the the reanimation spell that they use. And Dread Return allows you to sacrifice 3 creatures and flash it back from the graveyard, reanimating target creature. Yeah, Narco and Iona, double mole already. Yeah. Not.
He's keeping, the LED.
No, he's got the Dread Return, and he's got Putrid Imp to start things off with. So he's able to almost kind of slow play it a little bit. He's able to put the Putrid Imp into play on turn 1, and play a Narcomoeba on turn 2. And he drew into
Grave Troll. This is going to be quite the start.
So let's see what happens here. Oh, we see Josh has Surgical in hand as well, so that might play into this. So we're going to see Putrid Imp, LED are the plays. He's got Breakthrough in hand as well. Josh is able to Surgical this Grave Troll if he wants to at end of turn.
Wait, I don't think he has Breakthrough, does he?
I misspoke. Cephalid Coliseum is what I meant to say.
Getting rid of Golgari Grave Troll, probably a smart move. Like that's gonna get things going real fast. So
See, Dragon Lord Culligan got put in as well.
let's pull that one up.
Let's pull that one up on screen.
So I guess the interesting thing you can do is like dredge a lot, have a lot of Narcomoebas and Icarids, and some amount of bridge from belows in your graveyard. That way you can dredge return, sack 3 things, get 3 zombies, and then go again if you have another dredge return. I'm not sure if that's what the plan is here, but that's something that can happen.
So Dragon Lord Culligan.
Flying haste. Other creatures you control have haste. Whenever an opponent casts a creature or planeswalker spell with the same name as a card in his or her graveyard, that player loses 10 life. Basically forces Josh to be a singleton deck. If Kyra can get him below 10, or he can only do it twice.
Kind of surprised not to see Kyra run out just a 1/1 flyer Narcomoeba last turn.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to this turn.
Okay. Just get this little threat.
Maybe not. Let's think about it. Kyra just passes.
Huh. I'm not sure.
So if it were me, I'd be very tempted to run these out and try to have that Putrid Imp be able to turn on this Dread Return.
Because you have Breakthrough.
Breakthrough is the draw, and that's going to be a good one. See what happens here. And Josh has Terminus, Back to Basics, Force of Will, and Predict. No, just no Back to Basics. Predict.
Okay. Depends if do you just pitch a predict, or do you try and predict?
That's kind of what Josh is struggling with here. He's gonna let that happen.
So draw forward, discard hand.
And so we see Flamekin Zealot.
I think it's our bridge too.
Bridge is pretty good.
Getting in with Putrid Imp.
Yep.
2 damage now, right? Because of Threshold.
Threshold, 2 damage. Icarid in the yard, and no current black creature.
So we're gonna have to discard more cards somehow.
Colosseum's gonna happen.
Okay.
We're gonna draw 3, discard 3. Second bridge in the yard.
I'm wondering if
then we're gonna Icarid. Oh, and in response we've got a Containment Priest. Oof.
It's really gonna hit those Icarids. I don't know if Kara can get anything going with the Bridge from Below, but Bridge from Below gets around Containment Priest because Containment Priest says non-creature or non-token.
Yep, and Kyra just attacks for 2. Happy to make that trade. Ooh, Brainstorm is the draw for Josh. So that's going to be able to set some things up here.
We see
Terminus. Double Terminus.
It's not great right here.
Looks like he's going to put right now. Looks like he's going to put him on top, and he always has the option of predicting away.
Yeah.
Josh attacking for 2 himself.
You're not blocking.
Kyra a little bit unlucky with the Dredgers. Looks like he draws one in Golgari Thug.
Just no way to get it into the yard yet.
He has Imp. Imp's able to
oh yeah, discard it. We probably want to wait to do that. To force
Yep. We see predicting away a Terminus off the top. If you're Kyre, that doesn't spell anything good. So there's Vendilion Click is what it looked like to me.
That was a Peerdane.
Peerdane into Vendilion Click. Alright, so Kyre pitches his Thug. He's able to get a dredge on if this Surgical doesn't take it. Looks like Surgical is going to take it.
Dealing 2 more damage to Josh. Not irrelevant.
Yep. With that click, though, he is going to be able to block the Putrid Imp.
Clear that threat.
And while Kyre will get 2 tokens, we do know that there is a Terminus to clear the way if necessary.
Although, if he does, the Containment Priest is holding back a huge threat right now. He does have 2 Terminus, so he may be able to get around that.
So, what's interesting, though, there is Cabal Therapy, right? So, Kyre could get a decent amount of tokens here if he does this.
So I don't know if you attack first. Do you attack first?
Probably does. I'm not sure if you fear Vendilion Click. I don't know what Kyre drew. He's not playing with his hand reveal.
I think it's a Faithless Looting.
Yeah, it's a Faithless Looting. So
Sack is...
Kyre's going to Faithless Looting first.
Mana.
And that's pretty good here. LED in play is going to make that a decent thing to do.
Oh, yeah, and the click is going to...
Quick Terminus to the bottom on Josh's side. Okay.
Interesting.
Kind of an interesting thing. So we see Jace Force of Will. Force of Will's probably going to hit that buyback on, or excuse me, that flashback on looting would be my guess. Or it looks like it's going to hit the first one. Same result.
Crack LED, flash it back.
Dread Return.
Not
and Coliseum.
Doing much. And the Putrid Imp, I don't think it can attack because you.
Putrid Imp cannot block. There's Threshold.
Yeah. But you don't want to get into combat anyway. I don't think, because then you get rid of your bridges.
I think this is fine. He'll get 2 tokens out of it.
Okay.
It does get rid of bridges. There are 2 bridges gone. We know that 8 dredgers are out of the deck. Kyre's just drawing a card for turn. And it puts another creature in the yard as Icarid fodder, which I think you're okay with.
Okay.
And if this Containment Priest has to chump block it sometime, that might be relevant.
Exactly. Then we can see the Icarids come down after that.
There's a Jason. Jason's going to deal with these tokens pretty easily, which is going to make things a little bit harder for Kyre. But I don't think that you can really play around that, knowing what.
Oh no.
Knowing what Kyre knew.
Dredger.
So now Kyre really has no way to get that into his yard. The fastest way to get that into his yard would be by drawing into an LED.
Okay. Containment Priest beats.
Taking it. And then Jace bounced the Imp. Maybe. It looks like Kyre's going to lose that game. Kyre concedes that game, and we'll be going on to a game 3.
I think if you're Josh, I think you do want to block with the click.
Yeah.
Because then just having the bridges gone and not fearing like Cabal Therapy or anything like that. I think you just want to eliminate the threat when you can.
It looks like our backup match is done.
Swords.
So, unsure who won that one. Looks like Gordon got down to 5 life on that last game, but it's hard to tell because Gordon's deck is land, so it's going to be attacking for 20 anytime it's attacking.
Yeah.
So hard to tell who won that one. So we'll keep it right here.
Now that Kai's on the play, he probably wants to like speed up his pun a bit. The reanimation game might still be ideal. Not sure on that one.
Yeah, so that reanimation plan was a little bit awkward that game.
Yeah.
The bonus of it was it gave him another way to attack. Now that you've seen Containment Priest, though, I'd be a little tempted to side it out. I don't think that it's going to be as effective.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Firestorm might be good to deal with Containment Priest.
Also, Jace. Like we just saw, Jace can throw a wrench in there.
Yeah, Jace is a problem.
Reanimation or the zombie tokens.
I think Kyrie needs to have just kind of a more well-balanced draw than he did.
Yeah.
So good things for Kyrie are going to be a draw that has some dredgers, some draw spell cards, probably an LED to get things going, and some quick zombies, maybe fueled by a couple of Cabal therapies, and he'll be off to the races. We'll see if that happens. This hand looks like it has no mana sources and no real way to get things going, so Kyrie quickly mulls that one away.
Looks like Josh is keeping. So he'll be on 7.
So Josh's hand consists of at least one Force of Will, some lands. Looks like 3 or 4 lands.
Devil Jin, I believe it can, because I believe it if a card says targets.
I believe it's any target. We'll pull it up.
I'm not sure which cards are negatively affected by the rules change.
Colgan's Command is an example of a card that is not as good. Actually, Firestorm just says target creatures and players, so it does not hit planeswalkers.
Huh.
The more you know. I'll pull that up for you guys. Sweet gold border version.
This is sweet art. So, Arjog, I see you keep talking about CTOD, and I'm probably just like,
yeah,
I can't think what that is. What is CTOD?
CTOD.
Oh, hey, Paul. Yeah, what's the Oracle text say?
Oracle text. Stand by.
Oh, Chandra Torture Defines. Did Okay, so it's gone. Players that only cards that only creatures and players can get errated.
So the errata is, as an additional cost to cast the spell, discard X cards. Firestorm deals X damage to each of X targets.
So this will hit Planeswalkers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Can indeed. So here we have Monastery Mentor in play. That's really good for Josh here. And Kyra hasn't really been able to. Here's a Firestorm coming in. So we're going to see 3 spells get discarded for 3 targets.
Probably get the Dredger, Josh, and the Mentor.
Target.
This is a solid line here. Mana Confluence stealing your damage.
Surgical is going to take care of that Stinkweed Imp. And it's going to be one monk token staring down unless there's another Surgical here.
Or, I'm not sure. Force of Will can actually also be an option. That'd be kind of scary here. Just countering the Firestorm.
Yeah, Force of Will counter Firestorm. Okay.
Now Josh gets in for like 7, or no, just 4. I like giving creatures haste when they
when they're tokens. Yeah, they don't have any text on them. It could mean anything.
It's like on your turn during your main phase, you activate Dark Depths, make my Rage, and just attack with it. Like... Yeah, I agree, QC. This errata was super confusing.
Very confusing.
I
understand why they did it, but there's so many cards to errata. It's like, oh.
It's true. It's fine for standard because all the standard cards make sense with like how they're worded, but older cards just don't make sense. You have to look up the Oracle text.
All right, so looks like Kyer has a second Firestorm, which was his draw.
Lava Spike and hit Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wizards.
That's yeah. That's really weird.
Thank you, Wizards, for making my brain hurt. But also thank you for this great game. Thank Wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was Brightling. I was like, no, I'm not watching Death and Taxes right now, but it's Blinding. It's still pretty good. You hit Planeswalkers and discard cards. It's true.
Can Lightning still hit Planeswalker?
Yeah, it seems so. If it just hits the opponent, it sounds like it can hit Planeswalkers too. Which is interesting.
All these erratas. Alright, so Josh gonna shuffle away the top of his deck. Gets a Tundra. Looked like he was pulling an island towards the front, decided not to.
The wording, the Oracle wording on Lightning. That player or that Planeswalker's controller discards 2 cards.
Shit. That's great. I think Mentor tokens are gonna run away with this game.
Yeah.
We see another Force of Will on the top three cards there, and a pretty unnecessary Terminus. But Force of Will, I think, is going to be in a pretty good spot.
There's one thing I want to say about the errata, the whole errata. Like, it did kind of lead to some confusion and like butting heads when opponents would talk to each other and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna redirect that." It's like, "Oh no, you were too late. Like you didn't say you were redirecting. You were just hitting me."
Yeah.
So I feel like the more Planeswalkers come out and the more Planeswalkers are played, this rule makes more sense. It's just way easier to just target something as soon as you cast it and not have to deal with redirecting it.
I feel like a lot of people were already saying things like 2 to Jace and 2 to you.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And then people will be like, "Hey, you need to redirect it first."
Yeah. Alright, so Josh attacks for a decent chunk of damage there. Kyer drops to 12.
Looking pretty dire.
He was able to get a dredge going in terms of that Golgari Thug. Not much drawn though. There's a Bridge of Flamekin Zealot and a Dread Return. And
just too little too late.
just not going to be doing enough.
Firestorm, maybe able to hit the mentor in 2 tokens. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. And getting your dredger back in the yard.
Sure.
It seemed great, actually.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that Josh, knowing about that firestorm, didn't keep the force on top. And he actually kept the terminus on top and decided not to use it.
Now he has to look for something else.
Now force is not good enough, so just gonna get rid of that. That might actually give Kyra a shot back into this game. It was really kind of weird. Predicts knowing, like,
you don't know the card.
You knew what you had before. Now you're predicting.
The blind.
Blind predicts. Gets swords. Gets a token. Draws a card.
Yeah, it might just look to get value tokens here.
Snapcaster Surgical is going to be pretty good. Yeah. That's going to get rid of the dredger, and Kyra's going to concede. But man, weird match. So Josh takes the match 2-1, and that's going to do it for our tournament here. Josh wins the tournament 4-0, undefeated. Kyra went 2-2 with his LED dredge, with the stipulation of having his hand revealed. What a weird game.
Yeah.
What a weird game. Our backup match is already done. Thank you guys for joining us this week.
Thank you all.
And if you guys are new to the stream, we do this twice a week. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and Fridays at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. And 4 rounds of Legacy action coming your way each time. If you guys want to be notified when that happens, go ahead and give us a follow or subscribe, and make sure those notifications are turned on. And we'll see you guys next time.
If you subscribe, you can become a hero.
That's right. So,
speaking of heroes,
hail heroes.
Hail heroes.